game, and I said I looked up the most popular
Yeah.
mobile game.
Yeah. I want you to tell us about it.
550 million people play it.
Whoa. Isn't that insane? Did they just nail it on the design?
This is real stuff. This is
Like, yeah,
Okay, so
I know nothing
there's
about it.
the app.
All the guys here playing it, actually. Yeah, they're not here now, but yeah. So I'll talk a little bit about. Oh, so this is Lord's Mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah, move that out of the way.
Oh, could have used
So are you playing a game now?
Well, I've had my castle for 5 years.
Wow. Okay.
Somebody offered me 12.5 grand. Somebody offered me 5 grand a couple of weeks ago, and I laughed at them.
Wow. 5 grand.
It all goes,
So it's pretty.
It all goes through a medium, the sale.
Yeah. Right.
Um,
Like a company that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does that, and
Wow.
it goes through PayPal.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
So yeah,
Is that worth? What do you think it's worth?
what my castle?
Yeah.
I'd approximate it around about 16 at
Oh,
the
yeah.
moment, maybe 18.
Wow. Nice.
You know, my ex-wife turned and said, "Why don't you sell it?" And I said, "Why would I sell it when I've spent 5 years building it up? In the next 5 years, it's probably going to be worth 50,
Yeah. Right.
and it will be."
Yeah. Well, really.
Yeah,
Wow.
there's castles out there worth $250,000,
Oh yeah.
and it's not like just one or two.
So what? How does the castle work?
Oh, okay. So this is the inside of the castle.
Inside the castle.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I'll just clear this. Okay. So you know, you've got things that you've got to build and things like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
Just
it's
pull that
very,
mic in front. I know it's a bit.
It's very complex.
Actually, I could talk. Yeah.
What do we got
There
here?
we go. That's better. So you can just talk through this mic, eh?
All right.
If you want,
All right. No worries.
because I can still hear you.
Yeah, that sounds okay. That sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so okay, so inside the castle, this is your castle itself, which inside gives you how much tucker, food and things you got like that, you know. Yeah, I've got quite a lot. Here we go. So basically, oh, okay, so this is not my main castle. This is just a like a baby castle that I use. So up here, we're doing Guildfest at the moment.
What's
so
that mean?
Guildfest is this thing. You know, you get a task, and you got to do it, and you get prizes for it, you know,
Okay.
gifts.
Yep.
These gifts include, you know, kind of say all across here. So you got all of these things, you know,
So much.
and so much of it's important.
Do you know about this game?
The statistics are incredible.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so if we go up here, this is me again. This is me baby castle.
Lord's Mobile.
What is it?
Lord's Mobile. How
Lord's
many
Mobile.
people did you say?
550 million.
500
Yeah,
players.
yeah. Yeah, well.
If I go outside my castle into the kingdom,
Wow.
I'm sitting here with my guild.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is, where's my other castle? It's around here somewhere. Where did I put him? There he is. That's my main castle.
Oh yeah.
He's beautiful.
Dark Shadow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So what is it? Can people attack the castle? Is that what
Oh
happens?
shit, yeah.
Yeah.
That's see, I've got a shield on at the moment.
Okay.
I was actually recently attacked.
Oh yeah.
I'm in jail with this one. My other one, he's not in jail, but this one's in jail at the moment.
Yeah. Right.
Interesting character.
Oh, look, if you have a look at some of the heroes, they've really kind of... okay, so, you know, you got their names down here, Rose Knight, you know. There's some pretty cool
I
little...
look at the animation on it. It's like next level animation.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
You know, there's a couple of
Wow.
there's
And these are all heroes that you drive around the game.
these are heroes that I own.
Okay.
There's a couple of sexy ones there, you know. Black Crow, she's a little bit
right. So how do you use the heroes?
Oh yeah, you know, you got all different kind of heroes and magic ones.
Yeah.
Look, this thing here in here is the where are we? So we've got the Colosseum, okay? Now I'm just going to quickly go into my other account. Now that little castle, that baby castle, he's a mess. A mess.
A mess.
I can get rid of him for $1,000.
Oh, really? Wow.
He's
So-
a fucking mess.
Wow. He's got a castle that someone offered him $5,000 for.
12,500.
12 and a half.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
How much time did that take to build
5
up?
years.
Damn.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah, wow. You're
Every day,
dedicated.
every day, at
Yeah.
least twice a day.
Yeah, cool. Not once a day.
Right, Riley.
Nah.
So tomorrow, not Shane.
Good night, mate.
Night.
Yeah, bro. Have a good one.
So okay, here's my main. So if we go down here,
Is it your character?
well, she's yeah,
She's your hero.
well, she's one of them. This dude did now. This dude here took me 5 years to get
Yeah, wow.
for free.
Wow.
Dedication, man.
He's a $12,000 hero,
Wow. Okay.
so I can either buy him
Yeah.
straight away
For
for
12,000.
$12,000 off of the
US.
company, off of this company,
Yeah.
the game company,
Yeah.
or I can go on every day and get him for free.
Have you
Yeah.
ever thought of selling what you...
Now here's the deal. I got him for free. That means that I got 10 medals.
Mm.
Because you need 10 medals.
Mm.
But to make him, and that means that he's if we have a look at him, see the colours, they're gold, and then he's purple. I've almost got him to gold. You see, he's only grey, right? He's only grey. That means I've got to get him to green, which is going to take me about 50 medals. Then I've got to get him to blue, which takes me about 100 medals. Then I've got to get him to purple, which takes me about 150 medals. And then I've got to get him to gold.
Yeah. Damn. A lot of
And
time.
it took me 5 years to get 10 medals.
Yeah, right. 5 years to get 10 medals.
Yep, for him.
Oh, wow. Wow. So you got a bit of time.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a very, very pricey game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of billionaires playing it, a lot of millionaires playing
Really?
it. Hundreds of millionaires, thousands of millionaires.
Because they're just spending the money to get the
By-
characters.
by
To
buying-
get the good, there's four $12,000 heroes.
Right.
There's about 65 heroes all up. But the other heroes you can get fairly easy. Some of them you can buy for $7 for 5 medals each time. Yeah. The game companies are making. This game company made so many billions of dollars last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
This is the largest game company in the world. IG.
Wow.
Yeah. So
And they've done a good job on this one. It's like
yeah.
gameplay
So
and
up here, we've got 3 places. This is just an information of who's been killing who. You know, if you have one read of something.
that'll. Look at that, 4 million casualties.
Yeah. I've got 35 million troops.
Have you?
And that took me, and that's a hard. If I get attacked, I might lose.
35 million.
I've
you
got
got-
35 million
Wow.
troops, but there's different types of troops. There's 5 levels of troops.
Look at this one, this last battle. 4 million casualties. Kuya attacked Metroid, resulting in a combined loss of 97 million might and a whopping 4 million killed. Congratulations to the victor, who proved their might in this victorious battle. Fascinating.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's a fucking.
How long did the battles
It's
take?
an awesome game, man.
Yeah.
So if we have a look at this one, this is my guild, and only my guild can see this.
Yep.
And if I have a look at this one, this is the whole kingdom
Right.
are talking. So you can translate
Yeah, right.
straight. It's excellent translation. It's just
Yeah, right.
see the little thing on the side.
Yep.
Hey, you see this one here,
Yep.
and we have a little press.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
So many layers. To
See?
Like it's very well thought out.
Oh, it's a beautiful
Very
game.
intricate.
Bo,
It's a beautiful game.
have you seen a small grey and brown bowl around?
Did you get that snake? Isn't that your
No,
sister's?
but yeah, that's Scarlett's.
Check on the ground there. Is that it?
That's going to smoke your joint.
Yeah. I was just finishing this little bit of tobacco.
Our host is,
Yeah, wow.
our host is smoking a beautiful Canon here. rolled completely by
Rolled by
a veteran,
a veteran.
expert.
Hey, you guys want to plug? Oh wow.
Yeah, that's the video screen. Don't know if we can actually see much.
Featuring
Joe Rogan.
me.
There's Joe Rogan.
We gotta get.
I like Joe Rogan right now. I'm getting
Yeah.
that Joe Rogan
We
vibe.
fucking are. In
That's
my
right.
mind, there's
You are
about
Joe Rogan.
there's about 100 million people listening to us.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. There will be.
Are you guys live?
Yes. Yeah, on YouTube. Because it records it straight to it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Lord's Mobile, and
Check.
that's where I met that young girl.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing.
And
Did
I've
you
got
meet through that?
I've got a Canadian girl wants to come over,
Yeah.
and I've absolutely said no to that after the last experience.
Not bad.
So you met people on there
Yeah, a young 25-year-old chick came over from Hong Kong.
to meet you.
Yeah, to stay
wow.
with me, and we
Oh,
travelled
wow.
over to.
It's kind of cool. There you
Oh,
go.
it's fucking great, man. Had an awesome time, but he never
I'm
took
sure
me
you
to
did.
the dance tonight.
Yeah. He went.
Oh,
Yeah.
you motherfucker! Yeah.
Just checking. I don't know if we're streaming actually. Double check on here. Yeah, no, I should have. I didn't even think about it actually, because
nobody
I
ever
still
thinks about it.
wasn't sure I was going to go until the last minute.
Yeah.
Nobody ever thinks about old Shano.
Oh, what? Shane? Yeah, always think of Shane. Yes, definitely.
Shano thinks of them.
There we go. That's live,
Yeah,
and you
cool.
can do comments as well. People can
Yeah, yeah.
comment, but I don't think. What have we got? We've only got 17. We've got one watching. That's us at the moment.
No, it's still cool that you're doing it.
Yeah. It'll take off.
Yeah.
So you got to
Well,
start.
it's cool though.
right?
Like even the process of doing
Yeah,
it is enjoyable.
yeah. I'll show you something.
Exactly.
What link can I put to show the people in the kingdom in the game?
It's a YouTube link.
Okay, so what we'll
Like,
do,
I'll send it to you,
all right,
like live chat. Okay.
no worries, and I'll put it in.
Hey peeps.
I'll display it in the kingdom and me guild, and I'll say,
Yeah,
have a
nice.
listen.
Sweet.
I'm currently on
Yeah. Sounds good.
fuck 100 million. We'll
Copy
get
link.
550.
That's it. How big's the guild?
100 people in the guild,
Yeah. Okay.
and there's probably about 20,000 in the kingdom.
Shane, is your last number 569?
Yep. There's about 20,000 in the kingdom,
Yeah. Right.
and they see this, the whole kingdom.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And I can go to other kingdoms too.
Yeah. Right. There's
there's
more
like-
than one kingdom.
Are you fucking with me?
Yeah.
550 million and one kingdom fits 20,000.
Yeah. Okay.
Come
So-
on.
So they can only have 20,000
Yeah.
maximum.
I'll show you. This is cool.
Yeah. So there's like just
See the world?
yeah. Wow.
You watch. These are all the kingdoms.
Wow.
They're all the kingdoms. Did you see the one I was in? Which one? I don't know. But these are all the different kingdoms, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
They just go. It just
Just
keeps
in
going
different-
forever and ever.
The
and-
world's endless, and you can just can
Look,
you.
look, see the map. You know, it's just forever and ever and
So
ever.
if you go into that kingdom, do you have to start again, or you can take your characters in there?
No, you take your.
Yeah.
You
and
got
your castle as well.
You've got to. You see here.
Mm.
I've got down here. I've got me guild coins.
Yep.
And I've got nearly 50 million.
Well.
That means that I can. You see the migration scroll?
Yeah.
The migration scrolls for kingdom to kingdom,
Oh.
but the random relocator and the relocator will take you to an exact spot where you want to go. The random one will just
Ah,
go
you
somewhere
copy.
in that kingdom.
Yeah. Okay.
The name of this kingdom,
And it takes your whole castle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just drops you in.
But it won't take it if there's troops out of the castle. It's got to wait for them to come in.
Okay.
It won't travel if you're currently here. So here is the map of the kingdom. Okay, let's go to the map of the kingdom. All right. This is the map of the kingdom. Now, did you see there's 6 forts and a main base?
Yep.
Now, you see at the bottom it says BB?
Yep.
Okay, you see here in my guild, at the start it says BB. That's my guild, baby.
Yeah, right.
We own most of the bases.
Okay.
Now, you see here, in 4 days, there's going to be a battle from the whole kingdom's going to battle for that base again.
Wow. Okay.
And it's massive. It's massive.
Yeah, right.
But there's other things too. There's a lot of other things you can go into.
Yeah, right.
A lot of other things.
Amazing that they managed to create the gameplay so well.
Yeah, if you have a look here, and I go, say, down here and look at medals, you know, these are, you know, some of my heroes that I've still got. Look, I've got 1,000 medals for him still. Wow. But down here, I'm trying to get her at the moment. She's one of the 12,000 heroes. I've only got two medals.
Yeah, right, because it takes a lot longer for them to get medals.
They rarely have a competition where you can win one of the 12,000 medals. They rarely have.
Right.
You've got to be there. They put it on, it's a surprise event.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. And then you fight.
They have
others.
to, because it's not fair for the people that pay 12,000 for the hero.
Right.
They can't just give away the medals
too easily.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You know.
So you got to work for them.
You got to work for them, man.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like an investment, you know.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Fuck
Some people have got 20 castles.
Right.
You know, people always ask me. They're always personal mailing me in the game.
Yep.
How many castles? Have you got a spare castle you can give me?
Wow, because they take so long to build up.
Yeah.
So it starts as a keep or like a shack.
Yeah, it's just inside the castle. You've got to open up parts inside your castle.
Right.
You got to build your troops.
Yeah.
You got to build your. See, if you go here, there's an academy.
Hey man, how's it going? Do you know about this game?
Sorry?
You know about this game?
So if we go over here, right, there's an academy.
I not.
No.
So
either do I.
there's an academy, okay, and you got to fill all these up.
Yeah, right.
Right, all of them.
Yeah.
And you don't understand. See this one here? Okay, let's go here. I'll show you this. Let me show you this. Where am I up to here? Okay, so next time I research this, it's going to take me. I can't see at the moment. Wait. 99999.
Good to be able to show people. I wonder if I could. No,
there.
The camera won't reach.
It's going to take me 61 days to research,
Wow.
from level
Leadership
9 to level
Wow.
10.
Actually, 61.
Yeah.
Are you doing that now?
I'm doing
It's researching.
I'm doing that one now.
Wow.
And I've got speed ups.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got 3-day speed ups, 24-hour speed ups.
Yep.
There's 1 minute speed ups.
Yep. Okay.
And they cost gems. And I've got 435,000 gems.
Right.
Okay.
And how did you get all them? Just cruising around?
Events.
Yeah, events. Winning events.
There's a thing here. Once a month, I put a certain amount in the bank.
Yep.
Right. I've got 4 days left to collect 92,000.
Right.
And then I'll put 45 back in.
Yep.
And for a month and get another 92,000 back.
Yeah.
And that's one way.
Hey guys, did you want to say something? Sorry, how you going anyway? Yeah, nice. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. See you, man.
Now, the Colosseum we were talking about before, just quickly.
Yeah.
To see the Colosseum.
Yeah.
This is one of the hardest parts of the game, because
Right.
you're an individual
Yep.
going into the Colosseum.
Yeah.
Right? Now up here's 2, right? That's 2 people have tried to beat me.
Oh, right.
Okay. Now, at the moment I'm number 4. I can jump into number 1 right now if I want. Now I won't, but because one of my team members is first.
Okay.
One of my team members is third.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Who's second? One of my team members. So that means the first 4 are my guild.
Yep. Yeah,
You see? You get it?
How
You
many
see all the other
guilds are
different
there?
guilds.
Yeah, right.
In one kingdom there's 20,000 people, so there's
right.
a lot of fucking
Of
guilds.
guilds. Wow.
But I'm the champion. I'm the
Did you
legend.
build that
I'm
guild
the
up.
legend of this Colosseum.
Yeah, right. Wow.
Doesn't matter what Colosseum I go in,
Yeah.
I can sit on number 1 for fucking weeks.
Yeah,
And
right.
nobody can knock me off.
Wow. Wow.
But I've got to change my statistics.
Mhm.
And that means that if I go into battle,
Yeah.
I've got to change my gear. See here? This is like monster. This is all this monster gear, for instance. Look at it's all orange.
Yep.
And I've got jewels in there as well, right? And those,
It gives strength.
the statistics that just keep going and
Yep.
going
Yep.
and going and going.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how rich they are.
Yep.
If they're not good mathematically,
Yep.
or with statistics,
Yeah. Yeah. They get beat.
Dark Shadow.
Fuck yeah! Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, so if you have a look here, if I
Yeah,
go, see here, oh wait, see, look, that's my nickname. I gave that to myself,
Good.
and I gave that name to myself, Dark Shadow.
Yeah, nice.
Now, the good thing about that name alone is probably worth about $2,000
I bet.
because there's no Dark Shadow 245. Or,
No,
it's
no,
just
it's a,
Dark
You got
Shadow.
in there early. Yeah. Yeah, and you know Dark Shadow's in the media at the moment. Term Dark Shadow.
Is it really?
Yeah, because there's a Irish hacker called Dark Shadow. And I've...
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's bad for me.
Yeah, good for you.
Well, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, no, because I've seen a few clips on TikTok where they talk. Joe Rogan's talking about him
Yeah.
and how he's blackmailing. Like he's been releasing data. He's like can get on.
Blackmailing
He's
who?
so good.
Who's
Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Like
great for me.
He's got a lot of IT skills, and they can't stop him.
Wow.
Now I don't know how true this is. This is the thing. Hang on, let me.
I
Because
hope
it's
so.
it's a Twitter clip, so someone could have fucked with it. Dark Shadow, Joe Rogan. Joe. Joe Rogan. Let's see if we can find it.
Oh shit! Did you
The
send
Irish Shadow.
that? Did you send that link?
Hey,
Did you send that link?
what?
That link. Did you send the link?
Here you go. Have a read of this. Yeah, I just sent it to your mobile.
All right. Wait.
Watch this clip.
I'll just quickly.
Yeah. Lo-fi beats to relax. So what? So we're learning about. This is quite interesting. This game because it's sort of in line with building tribes, right?
Yeah.
You guys are all tribes and you're all clans and you're like you've got a whole system in place for structure.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And inside the guild,
Yep.
there's the warriors
Yeah.
and there's the farmers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
And there's the teachers
Yep. Yep.
and there's the students.
Yep.
And like I said to somebody,
Are there rulers?
we've got the
You're the
no, our guild
Yep.
rules the kingdom.
Yep.
But our leader is the overlord.
Right. You're the leader.
I'm not the leader. I'm not the leader of the guild. No.
Okay.
No, no, no.
Yep.
I don't want to be the leader of the guild
Yeah, fair enough.
because when you're the overlord,
Yeah.
I did when I first started playing. I'm like, oh, I want to be the overlord, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you got more powers. You know?
Yeah.
But when you're the overlord,
Teo.
and a few of your guild members become prisoner to other people,
Oh, yeah.
you've got the power to pardon the whole kingdom.
Yeah, right.
And all the prisoners go free. It's really funny. You want to see? It's cute. They walk out. Say if I go to jail
Yeah.
and I get executed,
Yeah.
or I get set free.
Yeah.
You see this little person naked,
Yeah.
like walking out like this,
Yeah.
with his head down in shame,
Yeah, right.
walking back to his castle,
Gets let out of the prison.
all the way across the kingdom. You know,
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay.
it's funny. And
Nice.
so you've got all the. Sometimes when he pardons, literally, there's thousands of fucking prisoners get released at the same time all over the kingdom. So you've got all these naked dudes. Yeah, it's really
Going
funny.
home. Going
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's funny.
What a complex game.
It's a very complex game.
Have you come across any like 12-year-old kids that are just like
Yes,
in it.
You get guilds that have got families,
Mm.
and they're like really beautiful guilds. You can't go in there swearing and carrying
Yeah,
on,
right.
you know,
Yep.
because you can get kicked out.
Yep.
You got your levels of superiority, you know, in the guild. There's only one leader, but the R4s, R3, R2, and R1. The R1 is the lowest.
That's your level of authority.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm an R4.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
I can basically change. I've been in a few guilds.
Yep.
I've been in Iranian guilds, South Korean guild, French guild, Canadian guild, American
And
guilds.
do you get invited to the guilds?
I've been to 412 the Kingdom 412.
412.
Is it 412?
Oh,
No, 402.
420.
420.
Ah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it's just all mullahs.
I'm sure it is.
And it was the best fun. I was stuck on it nearly 24 hours a day.
Yeah, just talking to people.
Just having a great time. Just like, you know,
Do you
pissing myself laughing.
text or you actually video?
My ex-wife got jealous of this game. She never got jealous of another woman.
Yeah,
But she
I
got
can
jealous of this
understand.
game.
I can understand. Yeah. And how do you text each other or you actually?
No, I showed you where
Talk.
we write to each other. We
Yeah.
talk, and you can translate just like that.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter
right.
if you don't speak English.
Right.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Wow. So you're connecting all the world through this game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because that's the story of Babel. You know,
I know it's Babel.
the Tower of Babel. It's in the Old Testament.
I've got to try to work out how to. This is a new phone, so I've got to try to work out how to get copy the link.
So the story of Babel is there was a time.
Yeah, go on. I am.
There was a time where the whole world spoke the same language, is what they said, and during that time they conspired against God. is the story. So you know probably the overseers of the planet, God, people in charge of the planet, humans conspired because they all spoke the same language, which we all were one, connected.
Yeah.
And so the story is that they destroyed the Tower of Babel and split humanity into many different languages.
Yeah. That's
To
right.
separate
the
us.
Tower of Babel.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
tried to build a tower to heaven,
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
and God wouldn't allow it
yeah, he got pissed.
because of the pride and
Yeah, but you know, like
That's
who's
right, I remember
God?
now.
God, I think God is just the overseers, whoever it is. You know.
the.
If-
My lighter.
Yeah. Just I got. Yeah.
Oh
I got
my
the lighter, you
God.
can have that. Oh, I'm a renowned lighter thief.
No, all mullahs are,
yeah.
and they don't even know it
It just pops in their pocket.
because they're talking.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so God, maybe the overseers of the planet, got pissed off, and so they bombarded the planet, and
That's right.
yeah,
That's
and,
right.
And then there's even a
And
theory that
it wiped out the tower.
yeah,
Yeah.
and split humanity into many small segments, which then they had to develop their own languages, and they were no longer connected as a one whole unit.
I honestly, this is killing me.
Trying to find a.
I can't. I want to copy it and then paste it.
Did I sent you the link?
Yeah. Okay, so I open it. No.
Can you just copy it from the text message? That link?
That's what I'm trying. This is the text message.
Oh, okay. I see.
And
It comes up with it.
is it texting with. So if I hold it down.
Oh, it goes to the. Oh, so there you can go share. There's a share button.
Yeah, but I can't share it into the game.
Oh, you can go share copy link.
Okay.
Go. Oh, so there you can go share. It's not far behind.
Okay, where am I going to share?
Yeah, so the Tower of Babel, and that's what I love the TV series, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, I love that.
That's amazing, yeah. So they had the Babel fish.
That's right. Yeah,
That you put in your ear.
translated.
Yeah, instant translation.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the point. Is
what
we're
was the
getting
name
back
of-
to that technology
What was
now.
the name of the robot?
Oh, I can't.
He was always sad. Oh, what does it matter? That's no use anyway.
That's right. We're all doomed.
That was good.
But we're now we're able to connect again. All the different races, all the different
we are.
cultures. We are connecting. This technology allows that.
But not to go against God,
No, we
but to
don't.
go for Him.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, of course. Yeah. So yeah, the technology, and I think they've even got instant translators on iPhones now, on smartphones. And I'm sure not far away is the Babel, some sort of implant you put in your ear,
Yeah,
just like the Hitchhiker's Guide.
Elon's working on that at the moment.
Oh yeah, with his Neuralink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he really believes in that.
Yeah,
And he believes that if we don't put it in,
Yeah.
then AI
Yep.
will take over.
yeah. So we need to keep up.
We need to be able to,
Yeah.
keep control of it.
Yep. And so what he said is that it's we're already connected to the
Share. So I can share and copy link.
yeah.
Copy link.
Yep.
Copy.
Yep.
And sorry about this.
No, that's all right.
Sorry, I can go off to that.
I'm gonna grab another coffee.
No worries, buddy. Okay, here we go. Oh, before I do that, before I do that, I'll go out and get your kick. Yeah, we roll up.
Oh yeah, sweet.
So I'll go in now.
Yeah, cool.
Because once I put that link on,
Yeah.
they're gonna start. I'm pretty sure of it, buddy.
Okay, hey peoples. Nice lazy night at the barn. Actually haven't had too many musicians here the last few days, which is kind of nice. It's changed the vibe, so a lot more chill. Fire's still on. Makes for a nice, good for podcasting actually. Not too much background noise. We did have the drums playing last night, which is cool. So I need to check the quality if you guys can still hear. Yeah. So Babelfish, I think it's an interesting fable. There's we can get a lot of information from fables or stories from the past, especially in the Old Testament. We've been really interested in that recently. Just getting right into what were the ancients telling us, and it's almost like it is a history book. And I'm starting to realize that there's so much of the past that has now, that's why we are where we're at now. And so to start to unravel those truths of the past, because I believe that it's quite convoluted, and there's a lot of information out there that's not necessarily the truth. So it's like rediscovering the truths of all these ancient civilizations and how they interacted with each other and who were the rulers. Like, I'd love to know more about all the rulers and like, because there's so much we can learn from how a country or a kingdom was ruled. Like, what did they learn? What were the mistakes they made? Like, what we should know all this stuff.
You learn it in the game.
Hey, no,
It's
just
taught me patience.
oh no, I was talking about the past. It's like if we knew more about the rulers. There's
I'm
so many
angry.
rulers that I mean,
I'm angry.
you're angry.
I'm an angry person
Yeah, yeah,
because of how society's raised me
mm,
and then taught me how they fucked me.
mm, mm.
They can't, because as humans, we're too intelligent to not know. You know?
Well,
that's their mistakes.
sure. Yeah. We are very intelligent, and it's taken a lot to keep us where we
Down.
are.
Yeah,
You got to use every fucking technique in the book.
yeah.
Otherwise, you get too many people breaking through the gauntlet,
That's right. Yeah.
right? And then they cause trouble for that system. If it's based on, if the system's based on lies, then you got to keep everyone in the dark.
Then life is a lie.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? Now. Now. Okay, so this is my guild. This is my guild, and I'm going to say,
Yeah. Cool. I'm just gonna.
who wants to see me?
Sweet. Sounds fun.
Live, is it?
Yeah. YouTube Live.
Okay, so I just go bang and paste, and that's it.
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, huh? It's very cool. What do we got? How to Change the World edition.
I've got to do
The Lighthouse.
the kingdom now. What can I say?
Going live to the world. Who wants to?
Go on live, find out how to save the world. Go on live and become aware.
We're shining the light on the truth of the world. Coolio. That's awesome. Chop chat. This is the power of like connecting people.
Can you see if there's any more people coming on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's one watching now, so that's me.
Right.
So we started streaming. Nice. We are on live to the world.
We are, and we.
The Lighthouse, Mindful Earth Sanctuary.
I want someone to come on. So
I got you.
we can start.
Shane and Boh talking about, what's the name of the game?
Lord's Mobile.
Lord's Mobile. Shane seems to have a great understanding of this game, having spent the last 5 years of his life dedicated to it.
Okay, so I'm just going to tell you what's. Oh, they're going to watch after shopping.
What's shopping?
I don't know. This is a Japanese guild. So I put it on a calendar. Who wants to see me on a podcast?
Yeah.
And at the moment, because as I told you before, I got attacked recently,
Right.
and so I think I lost around about. I think I lost around about 5 million troops
Whoa. Okay. Wow.
because they attacked me about 18 times while I was sleeping.
Whoa.
And
Deliberately?
yeah, and but this is the sad part. My guild members,
Yeah.
they can send 100,000 troops in each
Yeah.
into my castle
Okay.
as a garrison to
Yep.
help me protect my castle,
Yes.
and they got wiped out as well.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Holy fuck.
yeah.
Everyone lost their troops.
Not all their troops,
No.
just
Yeah,
troops.
yeah,
Yeah, a lot
yeah,
of troops.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So here's you watch. Who wants to see me on the podcast? And then all of a sudden they've kind of ignored that, and my fellow guild member Mouse, Duck, do you need some acceleration to rebuild? Now I told you before about the speed ups,
Yeah.
and that's acceleration,
Yeah.
and they're very expensive.
Yeah. Okay.
And this person wants to give me about 100,
Right.
and that's now I know for a fact that she's paying for that.
Yeah.
She's paying cash for that,
Yeah. Really.
and she's paying about $50 cash for that.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Right.
You understand? And I'm
Yeah.
like, not yet, my beautiful friend, you know.
Yeah.
And she went, call me when you need. I know how much is needed to rebuild. I love, and I answered back, I love you.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
yeah. And I've sent this, you know, and she's kissed me back with, you know.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'll keep sending that link. See if I can get some more.
Sure. Yeah, that's a great way to get the message out. Especially, I really like the idea that these guys are all into building kingdoms, you know? This is what we need to do in the world, is
Yeah.
like rebuild tribes, like small tribes to start with,
That's exactly right.
right? And so we've got to build, it's like building a kingdom again, but we've got to start smaller, just as the game is, right? So we got to come together now in communities, and we need to look at the past and how they built these communities. What were the best systems that they, like, which civilizations got it nailed?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, so I've just said, you know, if you want to see what I look like.
Yeah.
And I've pasted it again, you know.
Sweet.
So, yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm going to roll up.
Yeah, no, please do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been looking down into the past as to what type of like tribal systems some of these civilizations had, and there's very little information actually. It's very difficult to find any, and maybe it was a secret to the countries or the tribes. You know, they didn't share their information.
I think it was
They didn't write it in
destroyed.
books.
I think it might have been more a case of being destroyed
Destroyed. That's
because
where I'm leaning towards as well.
they love to do that. What do the Russians say? Burn and
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Actually, Short said the other day is like when every conqueror came into a place, they fucking burnt everything of the past.
Except for Alexander the Great.
And what did he burn? He
was a
burnt everything.
Fantastic leader. No,
Yeah.
what he did is he went into a country, took it over,
Yeah.
and gave the king or queen an ultimatum of, we can either wipe your everything out,
Yeah. Yep.
and wipe your past and everything, or you can stay leader,
Yep.
and take on our
Yeah.
laws
Yep. That's how Genghis Khan was as
and
well.
become universal.
That seems to be the
Genghis
way.
Khan was a little bit more
No, but
in a hurry.
no, but that's the myth. That's the story we're told. But I believe that he was exactly like that. He said, you can come in, all your culture is accepted.
He did, yes.
You know, but he was also very big on like technologies, and like they invaded China for some reason, and they took like 300 of the engineers back to Mongolia.
Somebody's going to come online, I reckon.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, like
did you know can I ask? Did you know
Of course.
about Genghis Khan's belief with religion? What did he do about that?
Yeah, what type of religion was it?
What I don't know.
Well,
That's
that's
what
it.
I'm asking
No
you.
one knows.
Did he hate the religion?
No. I saw an account of his. He wrote a letter to a Chinese master
Yeah.
asking him to come to Mongolia because he wanted to learn more.
There you go. So
Yeah.
what, Buddhism or?
I think he was. I mean, if my gut feel is like they've got the shamanism, so they've got
Okay.
lots of plant medicine.
Yeah.
They use music, dance.
Is there somebody else on it?
It says there's 2 watching now.
Yeah. She says she sees me.
Awesome.
It's me.
Yeah.
Look.
Hello. Yeah. This is welcome to our Lighthouse podcast where we talk about how we're going to change the world. So yeah, we want to get it out to the world. Every night we do our podcasts, and every night we get better and better at it.
Hey. Any more?
Nah, just the one watching now.
I'll
I think that's me actually. Yeah, so this is the thing, that it seemed to be a strategy that you threatened.
They say they see.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
They
I said tell everyone.
Nice. It seemed to be a strategy, like that's what you did. You went into another place and you said, well, there was two ways. You accepted their culture,
Yeah.
but they accepted your administration
Okay.
of how you administered, and then they probably paid taxes and did things like that.
Yeah, and
back to the.
and he did the trade thing and that.
Yeah, but if you refused that, then it was like burn you to the ground.
Yeah.
There was that one or the other.
That's right.
Yeah, they didn't negotiate.
Alexander the Great was good in the sense that he wanted them to keep their history.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's why they said
This is what
Alexander the Great. You know.
But do you know that Alexander the Great went into Persia and destroyed the capital city and burnt everything?
You know, they weren't followers.
No, they weren't. The Persians. They fucking. This is the thing. Like, I think what he did at that capital city was like disastrous.
I think
They raised it.
that was the way of thinking, wasn't it? You know,
Yeah.
that was the era. That was their world.
Oh, totally.
You know,
Yeah.
evolution.
Yeah. No,
We had to go through it.
But I
maybe.
think there's always been this battle of like someone trying to take away that. Like, you have people that want to do the right thing.
Yeah.
You have leaders that want to do that.
Yeah, but they
for the-
change with power.
But then there's always the greedy leader that
it's
wants
the power that
the
changes,
power,
the
yeah.
energy of that power.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
too much for them.
it's too much.
We've seen the cartoons.
Exactly.
We've seen the cartoons.
Well, the Lord of the Rings, man. The Ring of
Rings,
Power.
Perfect.
I love it. I always think of it because Lord of the Rings is, you get to wield that ring of power,
Yeah, but
and
it's
it
too
corrupts.
much.
It's too much for everybody.
Because it's everything in one point,
Exactly.
and it's just too
Yep.
much energy.
It corrupts them.
And even if it's yin and yang power,
Yep.
like half and half,
Yep.
that darkness, that half of the
Yep.
darkness is
Yep.
whoa, you know, that's a
Yep.
lot, man.
Yeah. That's why it's such a cool movie. Like, they talk about, like, Gandalf, you know, when he sees it in the Hobbiton.
Yes.
At Frodo's or Bilbo's, whoever it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and he turned
It was
into this.
Bilbo's and Frodo.
he's-
Yeah.
He had to fight with his own
Bilbo.
will. His, like, one part of him wanted it. Fuck, give that to me. Yeah. And that, you know, this is the interesting thing is, who was the only one who could hold the Ring of Power?
It was that little one. It was the hobbits.
Yeah,
It
and
was only
why?
the hobbit.
Why were they able to not ring?
Because they didn't have pride.
Yeah, pride. They didn't have any
They
desire
didn't
for
have-
power.
They didn't have the egos
Yeah,
of the rest of the races.
exactly. Yeah, that's right.
You know.
So this little Hobbiton who had no fucking desire to travel any further than, you know, the border of the Shire, like, suddenly becomes the hero of the whole journey. and he's the most simple one of them all. Like isn't that like a interesting
Yeah,
parable?
absolutely, man. No, it's a good story, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's a fucking amazing.
You know what? My favourite book,
Mm.
absolutely loved it.
Mm.
Trilogy
Mm.
was Sword of Shannara.
Mm.
Did you ever read
Never even. Sword of Shannara.
the Sword of Shannara?
Okay.
The Elfstones of Shannara.
Right.
And the Wish Song of Shannara.
Wow.
And it changed my life. I read it when I was about
Wow.
17.
Yep.
And it absolutely changed my life.
Sweet.
The first 2 pages literally terrified me
Right.
to my heart.
Yep.
Just reading on a page.
Yep.
And it was like it was incredible.
Yeah.
Experience. I love reading. You know.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So because of that,
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. And fantasy tends to do that.
I love it.
Yeah. It has a way, right?
Yeah.
It's that's why I love Lord of the Rings. Like my grade 6 teacher read me Us the Hobbit.
Yep.
And that got me hooked on it. And then I read the Lord of the Rings like I don't know how many times. I loved it. And my old man used to have a book that was the journeys of Frodo, and it was just a map book. And so you could look at the map where they were
That's right. Same as in the
Middle
book,
Earth.
the Sword of Shannara. They've got the map in the book.
Ah, yeah, nice.
I loved it.
Mm.
You know, you got in the Sword of Shannara, you've got druids and
Right.
you know rock trolls and
Yeah.
it's really, and the way that the dude that wrote it was a lawyer. You know, and he ended up retiring and just writing because he just loved it so much.
Wow.
So, and I think Lord of the Rings might have got some ideas from that too. You know?
Yeah.
It was like the original. It's,
Yeah, right. So it was written a long time ago.
Yeah, you might want to. Terry Brooks was the writer.
Okay. Terry Brooks.
Yeah,
Was he the one who did the comedy books as well?
I
No.
don't know.
No, that was Terry Pratchett. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, I'd be fascinated to read it actually.
Should have a go,
I
man.
think it's I think there's something to it. Do you know I was thinking about trolls?
in Sword of
You know-
Shannara,
Yeah.
the humans, the skyscrapers, that was like thousands of years ago.
They've gone into
And all,
another
and all the,
future
everything's
world.
come back out from nature. The fairies have come back out. The elves have come back out.
Whoa.
The gnomes, the dwarves,
Yeah.
all
They've
of them.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Yeah.
griffins, everything.
Yeah.
you
That's
know.
cool.
And it's fantastic how he introduces them bit by bit. And really, you just can't wait. You know.
Yeah.
So
Nice. I'm gonna read it, or I'm gonna listen to it
Yeah.
if it's on an audiobook. Yeah, awesome.
I keep forgetting there's 100 million people listening, and I'll keep raving on them.
No. This is good.
Yeah, absolutely. How was your little smoke there, mate?
Very nice. It just made me forget what I was gonna say. Yeah, fantasy novels are amazing. And I think there's a lot you can get truth out of a lot of them as well. You know, there's little snippets of truth. Yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Maybe
I was thinking about what's it? Like trolls. You know how they just turn to stone when in light.
Have you seen that movie Troll?
No,
Come out?
no. It's good.
Not bad. It's like you know, good for little ones, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. There's always good stories in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, troll. When they see the sun, they turn to stone.
Something like that. Yeah. That's why they're under the bridges. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not very nice people, are they?
No, they're not very nice at all.
Yeah, and this is what I realise is it's an old analogy for those dark people.
Yeah.
When the light is shone on them, they turn to stone.
Do you know why I call myself Dark Shadow in the game?
Why?
I said before to you that I'm an angry person.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been spending years trying not to be angry.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Even at the littlest thing.
Yeah.
And I think you know me well enough now to see that. I think maybe.
Yeah.
But that's why I call myself Dark Shadow, because I've got some great jokes and I've got a lovely smile.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, but there is a dark shadow there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, so you title these podcasts, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can put down.
Dark Shadow. Sweet. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, because this is going to catch on, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, big
and
time.
if it's Dark Shadow,
yeah, yeah. Sweet.
you know.
I like it.
All right.
Hmm. Yeah, I think everyone's got a dark shadow. I think it's actually, I think it's our human nature that we have to have that. We've always had to have it for survival.
Yeah.
You think of the fucking world that we came from. Jesus. To not have that anger when you needed it, it was as a survival tool.
Well, we've had it.
Yeah.
What is it? The mullet, the adrenaline kicks in. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. What did I say? Run or something, or yeah, I can't
The
remember.
berserkers.
No, just like from caveman days.
Oh, running on adrenaline.
Yeah, but it's either run or die or something.
Oh, okay.
Or, you know,
Yeah.
there's a saying they've got, and that's the brain does that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You go into survival
Yeah,
instinct.
that's right.
Of course, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But this is why you survived, right? That was the survival instinct that I always think about, you know, like anger has been a thing for me as well. Like I get angry, and I actually started to like accept that anger is not a bad thing.
No. There's a natural. There's a natural. What I've learned is there's a natural anger, and there's an anger that you have it yourself, and it projects. You know, it projects out. You know, I have a relationship every single minute with my pain. My pain is an entity.
Yes.
And if I don't accept that, I'll just want to commit suicide. You know? But if I accept it, I can live with it. But doesn't mean that I have to like it. And so that's why I think when I don't even realise it, I might look a little bit angry because, you know...
Yeah, you're in a battle.
Well, I get angry that a lady ran me over when I was 4, and I get angry that, you know, I wasn't looked after properly when I was 8, you know, at someone's house. And I've never had a payout. And I just get angry at these things. And I wish they didn't happen, but it took a long time to accept that they did. And, you know, and that's part of me now. And even though I didn't want that for a long time, I have to accept that and love that.
Yeah, you have to accept it.
Yeah, so
you know, for me, I look at
long journey.
I look at all my past as like lessons.
That's right. Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be who I am now if I hadn't went through all that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right, and my life has trained me for this moment. Right, so then anything that comes into this world right now, I have the abilities to deal with it,
cope with it, and handle it.
Yeah,
I find that you've really hit a good point there, because life can drag sometimes, and life can bore. But sometimes we can turn a corner, and all of a sudden, it's a different world you're in. Like me right now. I mean, you know, I was stuck in a house for 3 years because of COVID. And wow, I'm on the other side of the country. Yeah. You know, opposite a beautiful man, talking on a great show. You know, and it's bewildering.
Right.
You know?
Totally. What is possible?
You know, it's just different now. My life.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
You know, so this is life. You know, this is the journey of life.
Yeah.
And for me to be accepted too is just amazing. I'm still trying to get over that. I'm very humbled. Very humbled.
Yeah.
Because to me, this is real.
Yes.
To me, this is real.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm
You know.
glad you see that. That's
Of course.
yeah.
Before I even got here.
Yeah. Before you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
That's why I was
nice.
so honest with you on the phone. I'm not
Yeah.
usually that honest. with a
Yeah,
stranger,
yeah.
You know. I
Yeah.
just said to you, look, I've got to tell you, I'm a little
Yeah.
bit scared. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, at least you acknowledge that.
Yeah.
It is scary coming here. Like people say that.
Fuck yeah.
It's like this. You got to take a step because there's you've imagined all these things about it. It's like a this,
Yeah.
So you really don't know, but
Well, I kind of knew.
yeah.
You know.
Mm.
Because as I said, you know, we are along the same lines. As I said, the people that come in here, including me, have been programmed from the outside world, have been, you know, raised by the outside world. And their thinking is so solid about things. So when they come here, they have to waver on things that they want to waver on because that's why they're here. And they find it really hard when they get here to do that.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, there's definitely a well, you got to like work your way into it. It takes a little bit of time. Yeah.
absolutely, it really does.
And you know what is cool? This free movement, so people can leave and come at any time.
yeah,
So that means that people can get away from here because it's too much. You go away for a week or a few days, and then you feel a call back and come
Yeah.
back for a little bit more, and then leave again. You know?
it actually feels good to come back and know that you're welcome to come back.
Yes.
That's the absolute.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a necessary, like a must. That
I'm surprised how many international visitors we've got. It's
So many,
incredible.
right?
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing? You
It's
get
great.
just hang out here and you get to meet cool people.
Yeah. And
Don't
they
have to
are.
go anywhere.
They are really nice people.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I think there's, getting to the point of being a traveller and then travelling to another country, it's a select group of people.
Yes.
It's narrowed down the groups, and these travellers seem to be cool as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To think that, say, like there's a few French people here at the moment. To think that 1,000 French people have come over, and a group of those 1,000 have decided to travel through here.
Very much.
It's great.
Yeah. We had it was amazing last summer. The place sort of took off, but it was perfect timing because it was the end of COVID. So all these guys have been travelling around Australia for 3 years,
Yeah.
not able to leave, and then they opened the borders, but the summer here was just before they opened the borders.
Yeah.
So we hung out here for like 2 months, a whole heap, of maybe 50 people,
Yeah.
100 people. It was
Wow.
and there was like
That would have
music
been great.
every night in here, and they were all like this very same people. They all knew each other. Like the vibe, this is like the vibration of everyone was the same, and so it just created this electricity. And some of the dancers on the dance floor here were just I've never experienced anything like it.
Yeah, you see, I
Right.
missed out on that.
No, but we there's plenty to recreate, right? That's the idea, is to create those things.
The dark
You
shadow
create.
doesn't like to miss out.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I don't like to miss out either. It's like, fuck. So that's why you got to have your own place and create it, and then you don't miss out.
They can come on and talk about Lords if they like to.
Yeah. Do whatever they like. So, building tribes again. That's what we were saying. Like, we've got to go I was saying to someone earlier today that the system's so screwed up now. Like the cities are a complete mess in most cities, and it's like what we have to do now is go back to basics.
Yes.
And start building like small communities
Yeah.
and rebuilding the family and love again, and teaching people how to find that joy and, you know, help people rise in consciousness to the point where they're happy people.
Yes.
And so we have to do that, and I believe that the natural way to do that is building these tribes. Like this is the optimum way that people commune together. These 12 clans, one tribe, and then people can just move around and they just find their harmony. This is what I feel is creating that.
What's the difference between a gang and a tribe?
I don't think gangs don't live together.
Yes. Good point.
Yeah.
Excellent point.
They're always going home, you know, so that's, you're not becoming a family.
And what do they say? Gang mentality.
Gang mentality.
So that's like saying wild, you know, out of control.
Right. Not really a lot of respect or.
No respect.
Yeah. And that's the opposite of what you want. You want to create the opposite of that.
And especially no respect to authority.
Sure.
And to have a successful tribal system, each tribal member must know how to be a follower before a leader.
Well, that's
And that,
another interesting thing.
you know, that's to, you know, teach self-respect and respect, you know, for your members of your clan.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a very important thing that we probably have lost, and I know why we've lost it. It's because we've lost respect for our rulers.
Absolutely, I reckon. Yeah.
We've had. There's no one, you know, JFK.
Oh, I loved him.
Right.
Good
but
man.
there's how many JFKs has there been?
Not many.
No. And so there's no one so we just think it's all shit.
Yeah.
Our rulers, like.
Yeah.
But if you have a good ruler, they can create great things.
My oath. I've always thought, why one ruler? But
You've always what?
always thought, why one ruler?
One, yeah, sure.
You know.
Yep.
I mean, we're an intelligent race of people. Race. Why do we let one person rule? You know.
I think eventually you get to a system where, like, even now, like I see Elon Musk doing on Twitter. He did a survey to see should he resign from the head of Twitter or not, and he gave everyone the
Indian dude, yeah.
No, Elon.
Oh, Elon, yeah.
Yeah. So he was on. Yeah, he said because he bought it. He just bought it. He bought Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you've missed that bit of
A
the.
little bit.
Oh, it's wild.
I went off the media.
Yeah. Well, this is cool. He bought Twitter, and they basically fucking fired everyone, and then went in and they've been looking at all the algorithms and the history.
The last thing I saw about it was when the Indian lady was crying and carrying on about losing her job or something.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah. So that's probably when they fired a few people.
Yeah.
So that. Yeah. So he did a survey, like an instant survey, where you had, and people said he should. So like it was 64% said yes, you've got to resign, and he did.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
64, but that's a lot against him. But
Yeah. I'm sure people are. Yep. The question was he was probably going to resign anyway. But
no, this is a great way to look at, you know, how much darkness wants to take over him.
Oh yeah.
34%.
Yeah. Totally.
You know,
Totally. Oh yeah, he's copping it left, right, and centre.
he doesn't give a shit.
Well, he's now reached a point where he's untouchable.
He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. I know.
He never has.
No, I know. He's an amazing man.
Yeah, man, he's pretty cool.
Yeah. I follow him a lot. I'm always watching his stuff, And if you listen to him talk, he's really he's got the best intentions in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really has.
I've listened to him a few times.
Mm.
I've seen some of his speeches up on the stage. I like what he says about Mars, and I love how he says it's going to be hard.
Yep.
I loved what he said about having volunteers go to Mars.
Mm.
You're probably going to die there.
Mm. Yeah, that's
So,
right.
I love his honesty.
Totally. Yeah, no, he's a brilliant man, and I like the fact that he has created these things that he dreamt about.
Yeah.
Right. He created an electric car company that took over the world. Right?
Yeah.
He's now got the rocket company that is
And
revolutionising
he never,
everything.
He never patented the motor.
Yeah.
So the other car companies
Yeah.
are following that.
Yeah, they gave their patents out
Yeah.
because he wanted electric cars to take up.
Yeah.
And there was something stopping the car companies from doing it. And he had
Oil companies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oil companies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, yeah, that's. I forgot what I was saying.
Your turn.
My turn.
Well, I love how he called it Tesla. I just love how he called it Tesla.
Yep, totally.
I really do.
Mm.
The man
Yeah.
was brilliant.
Mm.
You
Mm.
know.
He's what he's doing with space, like the landing rockets.
Oh, the first time I saw that, I was
Right.
thinking, wow.
Yeah, like he thought of it.
Yeah,
and he
that was an incredible feat.
Right,
And-
and now they've got like these boosters are like up to 15 cycles.
Yeah.
That's insane.
No, do you know what was insane? What was insane is he sold PayPal,
Yeah.
and instead of being successful in one of two companies, either Tesla or the space program,
SpaceX. Yeah.
he went for both of them.
Mm.
And then he blew up his first three. He said he blew up his first two rockets, and he said, "It's okay, I've got enough money for one more."
Totally.
And it blew up.
Yeah.
And then he turned around and goes, "I think I've got enough spare parts just for one more."
And they did it.
And
that
it
one.
succeeded, and it was fantastic.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I think the whole world was praying. I think the whole world's energy kept the rocket together.
Oh,
You know, because they
totally.
wanted it to work. You know?
Totally.
Well, 64% did anyway.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, hell yeah. So anyway, he's just an amazing manifester.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
creates it. Like he's like. Do you know of Thoth?
No.
Thoth was an ancient Egyptian.
I've heard of it. I've heard the name.
Anyway, he was like a master builder,
Okay.
and he's an engineer, and he taught all like Elon's like that. He's got this extra special talent of being able to design things that work and somehow get the right people to work for him. You know.
Maybe
Like,
he was Tesla.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's it. Could well be.
It fits in.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Just reincarnated into this time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Anything's possible. That's what. Speaking of, like, if you look at a cross picture of Putin
Yeah.
and Caesar, they've got very similar attributes.
They certainly got the same haircut.
Same haircut. Yeah, like it's uncanny how closely they look alike.
That is
And-
strange.
And Putin is a master tactician.
You know,
He's a master at what he's doing
You
because
know-
he's keeping the whole world off him.
he just wants people just to go back to the basics as well.
Right. Yeah.
It's, you know,
Mm.
what can I say?
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
we all hate the chemical weapons.
Mm. Mm.
You know,
No, I'm-
Ukraine got taken down for them. You know.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, I'm completely against war.
Totally.
I want all the wars to stop.
But he took out the chemical weapons plants and the biological
Yeah,
plants
yeah.
that they had in the Ukraine.
Yeah,
That's the story. Is that was the first thing he went in for.
yeah, but it's like, it's not really. Nobody gives a shit because, one, we don't like war, and two, COVID and that war have driven prices just through the roof. You know, China, COVID, Russia. when Syria happened, you know, no price rise. You know, this is what I can't understand. I mean, I can get that maybe, you know, the prices would go up a little bit, you know, but I mean, for the rich to like, you know, use it as an excuse is disgusting.
Like inflation, everything
it's
all.
pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, that's.
They
It's hard to know what's going on, right?
They're keeping us down.
Yeah. Well, I think that's sort of my conclusion out of all the information I've digested over the years, is that like
This is a power punch.
the intention is not to rise and make us better humans.
Exactly, but
Right.
this is a real power punch in the last 4 or 5 years.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
big time.
A lot
Big
of people
time.
have suffered, man.
Big time. Very hard punch.
A lot of people have suffered.
Yep. And now ramping up inflation
Ugh.
is like the cost of living. Everyone's on the
highest since '72.
Yeah.
And it's like making the '72 one look like, you know, small.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Yeah, it's not, and this is the one of the theories, is that by ramping the pressures up, cost of living, everything, that people and businesses fail. You
Yeah.
know, COVID, how many businesses failed?
A lot, man. Like, you're talking not only failed but can't get back on track.
Right, never even started back up.
You know. So yeah, a lot of families suffered. Lord, I couldn't believe the amount of homeless people that just appeared. And the Perth government, mate, what they did with those homeless, you know, not very nice people, those Perth government.
I don't know what they did.
They were kicking them. There's a lot of, they had some tent cities, and you know, a few people had set up in a park here and there. And they kicked them out because they didn't want them there when they had international visitors. Same as Melbourne when they had the Olympics, when Sydney had the Olympics. When Sydney got the Olympics, some of the events were held there in Melbourne, the water events. They cleared the streets. They put them in temporary housing.
But then let them back out at the end.
No, it's only taken until like last year. Last year until they could actually get them out.
Oh, right.
Which was pretty good.
Yeah, totally. They couldn't get them out. That's
no,
great.
They couldn't
Amazing.
get them out. Yeah, they kept them in there for a few. Yeah, the good guys kept them in there. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Sweet.
Yeah, but it's, you know, kind of, you know, we've got a place for you. You know, promise, hope. You know, and then all of a sudden, you know, what are you still doing here? You know, get the fuck out, man. I mean, you know, that's pretty rough.
Yeah. It's been a tough world, and I feel like it's only gonna, this thumb screw is getting tighter and tighter, right? They're gonna just it's going to ramp up more and more on people, and this goes back to like community living. Is like, I heard a story of like during the Great Depression.
Yeah.
There was a guy, like, we heard of how terrible it was, because it was. You know, everyone lost their jobs. Yeah. There's no, I guess.
Our era was the one.
No money.
Yeah, we were the children of that.
Yeah, right.
Our era. They made some beautiful furniture out of crates and flour sacks.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. Is
the flour company.
Yeah. They just recycled everything.
No, the flour company changed their flour sacks from the Hessian. They made them out of a different material and put flowers, printed flowers on the. So because they knew that the women were taking the sacks and making clothes out of them.
Amazing.
So they supplied that way.
That's cool, huh?
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should get these manufacturers here to do that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, and the crates, the things they used to do with those crates and that, you know, the drawers and cupboards and beautiful. It's all in museums now. Worth a fortune.
Yeah, sure. Well, what this guy said though was that it was the best time of his life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because everyone came together forced to, but they came together,
Yeah.
right? That's the key. It's like, in some ways, as the thumb screw tightens, it's actually bringing positives, because people will have to come into communities.
All negatives.
Yeah.
Did you see the Chappelle? I can't remember which tour it was, but at the end of it, he was talking about a little black boy. What was his name now? Very famous, this case. So in, I think it was 1950s. I'll get the name up first. Wait there, Chappelle.
Yeah, so that forced into community thing is gonna be a challenge for people, because we have to learn fast.
I think so.
I think, but if you're all if there's a sort of an emergency in the outside world, like, I think you all come together with a common theme, and it's called survival, and so suddenly you become best buddies very quickly if you've all got a common theme.
Emmett Till.
Emmett Till.
Do you know about Emmett Till?
No.
Okay, so when was it? It was 1955. A lady sent her son down to relatives for a holiday. Christmas time it was. He was 14 years old and came from Chicago. And Chicago wasn't like that, it wasn't that racist, not like the South, but she sent him down to Mississippi. And I think he was only there for a day or two, and he went down to the milk bar with his family, his cousins, and there was a white lady that said he wolf whistled her, and so that night, a few of the Klansmen come and ripped him out of his bed, and they put him on a cart wheel, a wagon wheel. They tied him to a wagon wheel and they chopped him up and they sliced him up. And his mother had an open coffin funeral, and she let the press take photographs of him.
Wow.
And that's a picture of him there.
Yeah.
Normal.
Emmett Till. And Chappelle mentioned him.
What she said, and what happened was, I'll just show you this photo. And what happened was, the lady died in, I think it was 2012 or something, not long ago. And on her deathbed, she confessed that he didn't do anything.
Right.
And Chappelle...
She said that?
She said that. It was recorded and everything. She felt a great guilt about it.
God, just a little bit. Fucking hell.
And Chappelle got up and he turned around and he said a lot of people hated that woman for that, and he said, not me. He said, I'm grateful. He said, without that lady confessing, we wouldn't have learnt anything. He said, a great positive. He said, I'm very sad about Emmett. He said, that should never ever happen. But he thinks that it had to happen.
Yeah. Well, this is the idea, eh?
What's that? screen.
This one,
Yeah.
it's a connection between the zodiacs, 7 zodiacs, and the 7 tribes of the Israelites.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So the 12 tribes. So Dan is Capricorn, and I'm just doing a bit of research into what all this means. Going deep into the down the rabbit hole. Yeah. So,
I'm
but
a Leo.
it's fascinating. It's
I'm a
really-
Leo.
Hey.
Leo.
Shimon.
Okay.
There we go.
So I'll give you, because this podcast is, pull up a
Yeah.
chair, I'll give you the rundown.
No worries.
This is the elevator
No worries.
pitch
Okay.
for what we want to do.
Yeah, you
Alright?
take that.
Yeah, there's your mic.
Okay.
So, what I've realised, so this is going to be as short as possible.
Mm-hmm.
What I've realised is to live in communities, you can't all live in the same place because we're all different vibrations and we're all different types of people,
Mm-hmm.
and that you can't form harmony. You've got to have the same vibration of people living in one place.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a realization for this place. And so, what's that?
That's
the picture.
the open casket.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
right. Yeah,
That's what they did to him,
Yeah, yeah,
and they chopped his old fellow,
yeah. Yeah. So the idea being that we can't live in the same, all in one place, but
Mm-hmm.
we do it in multiple places. And I have been looking into history on how they created the tribes and how they were structured.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
in the Revelations, it talks of the 12 tribes of the Israelites.
Mhm.
So what I've realised is that's actually 12 clans of one tribe, and they all
Yeah.
were separate. And so the farmers all lived in one, and the warriors lived in one, and the the
But they were
blacksmiths,
all interrelated.
totally connected.
Yeah, as
Yes.
part of a team,
Yeah.
but separate in their
Yeah,
own
they were
right.
one
Yeah.
one family.
Yeah.
And they'd have celebrations every now and then to come together, and
Yeah.
so that they
It's
were
like-
a family, but
Yeah.
and they all supported the whole tribe. So people were making swords for the warriors, and
Yeah.
Humans were humans, not fodder for killing.
Mm.
yeah, and so you create this this ability for people to move. So if you're born as a warrior, you can go and work it as a farmer. If you're
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about.
What was
now.
that noise?
And you were kind of picked or chosen, or your calling was seen as you grew, and then you're like, okay, well that's the avenue that I need to go down, and then you fell into that avenue, and then if at some point that you outgrew that avenue, then you were
You could
moved,
go anywhere,
moved within
wherever
the tribe.
you want. Yeah,
What was
But-
that noise? Was
that was the
the drilling?
I think it was this.
oh
It's,
my phone. Got some messages.
Yeah, but there's still the group.
Total family
Within
unit,
itself,
and that's why
yeah.
they had many celebrations. There's always a celebration, like every the mid winter solstice, and you're always getting together to party,
Yeah.
and to connect.
Well, this would be the hub right here.
Yes, yeah,
Like actually, right here would be the hub.
that's right.
There's the central, and then everyone else goes out, and they come back, and like
Yeah,
I've
that's right.
come and gone back multiple times in the
Yeah.
past 2 days.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, so you have your little,
Absolutely,
you
yeah.
have your clans, but you have a central space.
but they were saying that the church wasn't actually about religion. Originally, it was about it was a meeting place initially. Like not talking about
A place where people
religion,
can-
but
yeah.
it actually was about education and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't actually just about re- religion in itself.
sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
Archaeologists,
Yeah.
I think 20 years ago I watched a documentary, and archaeologists believe that they found the first religion, and it was totally based on celebrating the dark side of our spirit, our soul. It wasn't to celebrate life, it wasn't to celebrate harvest. It was just to celebrate death and all the bad things that we can do. And they believed, archaeologists believe that was the first religion.
Yeah, right. See, that's
And
That's the depth of
they
it.
reckon that yin and yang came from that religion, because then other people started celebrating the light
Yeah.
and life. And
Yeah. Well, of course, that makes total sense because you have to have darkness to have light. So that makes
that's
total
right.
that makes total sense.
That's right.
And I think like because from the wrongs you learn what's right as well. So it makes sense that they would meet to talk about what's wrong,
That's right.
because then from that you can see what's right. So yeah, that makes total sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to say the other night, Boh Sho would always talk about when he travelled all through India, and he said the most honest eyes that he ever saw were people who were in prison.
They said,
Yeah, because they've gone through that dark.
No.
you can get,
they've- and they've come out
The
the
darkness.
the light. Well, they've gone through like tough.
You can
It's
also
important.
life.
It's important to go through that.
Yeah.
you can also see the darkest of eyes too.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
the blackest of black.
Right. Yeah.
The black that
They turn-
it doesn't. You don't sink into it.
Yeah.
It pulls you into.
They
it.
turn black, those eyes too. Like when people are in
They
that
do.
state, they go, I've seen it. They go black.
So have I.
Yeah. It's a
seen
sure, yeah. I've
Really.
Yeah.
seen it. They turn and their eyes go black. I've seen it. And they go straight for you and their pupils get dilated and they turn black. And you see it in their eyes. It's horrible.
The person that I seen it in was Australia's longest prisoner, and he was being escorted through a section of jail, and he was very small. He was short. He probably would have come up. His top of his head would have come up to your mouth, probably. You know, your chin. He was short, and they called him the most evil man in prison.
Wow.
And he scared the shit out of the screws and everything, just by looking at him. And before he died, do you remember the 4 children in South Australia that went missing?
No.
There was, well, what happened was he was in the Navy, and there's a naval base in Hastings in Victoria, and a 9-year-old girl and 2 9-year-old, a girl and a boy were playing on holidays, not far from the naval base, and he pulled up and he's tried to get them both in the car, and the boy wouldn't. The boy basically got away, and so the boys went straight to the parents. The parents went straight to the police, and there'd been kids going missing around Australia, and the Beaumont children in South Australia, the 4 children, and they got. Oh, the boy said there was a naval base, a Navy sticker on the back of the car, so they went to the base, the Navy base, and they walked into the laundry, and he was washing her blood off his hands.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's amazing that they found him.
it was amazing that little boy did what he did. Now, his first name was Shane. He was on. I remember seeing it on 60 Minutes and reading about it in books. But on 60 Minutes, as an adult, as a 50-year-old man, he lived in the middle of a paddock with no. He had the whole property cleared, so he could see anybody coming.
Lights. Yeah.
And he was a hermit in that.
Yeah, so he'd been scarred for life.
He had been
Trauma.
absolutely traumatized, and
traumatized.
most of it was through guilt of not saving that girl. But he used to see the man in his sleep all the time.
Yeah.
He said he's pure evil. That's what they called him in jail. They said he was pure evil. And I seen this dude, you know,
No.
and I seen his eyes, and I didn't realise what people meant. I didn't realise. It's like
They turn. It's like a
it's
darkness.
like they're not even made of
Yeah.
flesh.
Oh, it's like they're seeing straight through you.
Oh,
Really.
they pull
Yeah,
you in.
yeah.
It's the Eye of Mordor.
It is.
Mordor.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So yeah,
There's some darkness
yeah,
right there.
There's
but-
no doubt that exists in people, and those people exist.
that would have been about 10 years before he died.
Yeah, yeah. It's. I think our society sort of. There's a fascination with that world. of that dark
All the
evil
documentaries on
the amount of
serial
fucking
killers,
TV shows and
yeah.
shit. Like
I'm
I'm not
too much.
unsolved,
yeah.
unsolved mysteries
Yeah.
and all that.
Too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is what money
Yeah,
does.
yeah, but
Yeah.
we like that stuff because it shows our humanity. It shows part of ourselves.
If
in a
the
way.
show is
Yeah,
written
yeah.
correctly,
It
yeah.
shows correctly, because we all have darkness inside of us to
Yeah.
a certain extent.
Because you've got to remember subliminal things that are going
Yeah.
into children's minds.
Yeah,
Well, this okay. So I'll clarify my belief. I believe we're all born light. Like we're
Absolutely.
we're like God,
yeah,
all right? And then
Yeah.
our society fucking
yeah.
throws a whole heap of shit on us.
Oh, yeah, We are born
Ourselves.
innocent. We're born
And so
innocent.
we're-
We're born innocent. Actually,
Yeah, and
born
we're like
innocent.
joy and bliss.
Yeah.
That's our core state.
Pure joy, innocent.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the first thing they do is cut the fucking umbilical cord before it. They,
And give
No,
you,
that-
and give you
how shocking.
capital
And-
letters on your name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what
yeah.
you said before. You said to me before, and then you said to me as well. You said something else. You said, the question is, what's keeping me here, or something like that. Like not here, but here.
Oh,
On-
here.
Not just
On the
here,
farm,
but
or-
just in general.
No, it
Was
wasn't
that
a
the-
suicide thing.
No, it wasn't a suicide thing. It was more like a question of why, for me, like what's meaningful in life.
What's meaningful?
Yeah.
Food,
Yeah, food's meaningful. Women's, yeah, okay.
music,
Yeah,
family,
Yeah.
friends,
Yeah.
love,
yeah.
honour,
Beautiful things.
giving.
Yeah.
All of those things. History. I think in the school system, I think the most important thing is mathematics, science.
Oh yeah, maths up
history, and I think history is as important as the first two,
hell yeah.
because how can we learn if we don't know our mistakes? And that's why they keep history away from school, because they don't want us to know what mistakes we made.
Oh, totally. And the things we did right.
Oh, even more so.
That's
isn't
I guarantee your history is tainted with that everything was bad.
Yeah, it's what as you were growing up, didn't you think to yourself, why is it they always record the
Yeah.
bad shit and they don't
like
do
the
the
wars or like the
Just barbarians.
the
and
invasion of
fucking-
Australia.
Yeah.
or personally, even just personally as an individual.
Negative, because we all gravitate towards the negativity. It's got more.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the effect of it, but
It's
the
got
reason
it's
they
got
do
more
it,
traction than positivity. Like negativity has more oomph to
in
it.
this
as well,
world,
in this
at
world.
this moment. Yeah.
It has more of it because they.
well,
they
that's
wanna,
the
yeah.
effect. But the reason they do it is to keep control of you.
Oh yeah.
They tag our children as children with stupid petty crimes,
Yeah.
of stealing a packet of lollies,
Yeah.
and that one conviction lets them have control of them walking in and out of their house
Was it
without warrants.
You who said that the best thing to say is no comment, something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
that was me.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, once you've got that conviction, that happened to me actually, because I got we got the cannabis plant growing out the front here,
Yes.
and she was 6 foot tall. I was gonna let her grow because they supposedly grow till they're 30 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
like turn into trees.
Yeah. You wanted to experiment to
Yeah,
see.
it's our botanical garden.
It was
so
an
it was like-
experimental.
To
Yeah,
show
yeah.
people
Yeah.
what
The
fucking cannabis
longevity
plant
of
looks
what
like.
it
Yeah,
can
yeah.
become.
How many 30-year-old cannabis plants? have
It
you
would
seen?
be absolutely beautiful to
Wouldn't
see
it be
some old
amazing?
dude standing there, some old lady standing there. and
Under
say,
the shade of the
oh,
cannabis
that's
tree.
what it looks like.
That's what it looks like. Totally. Yeah.
Doesn't it smell pretty?
Yeah, we've got tobacco growing there,
Oh yeah.
and just because no one's good. Have you ever seen a tobacco plant? No, exactly. So it's like
good to
we
know
need
what
to
it
educate
actually
people.
Of course.
Yeah.
Who was one of the most successful media people in Australian history? Simon Townsend. And why? Because he created what was the show called?
Simon Townsend Wonderworld.
Wonderworld.
Yeah.
And what did they do? They just sent their reporters out to factories to see how a lolly was made or how something was packed. And things like that's all they did.
Yeah.
And the kids would write in and say, okay, dear Simon, how do they do this, And he's like, well, reporter, and,
Yeah, it was simple but fun.
and it was so successful
Yeah,
for
yeah.
him. It made him a multi-millionaire.
Well, you know that it's the same that Dirty Jobs. Have you ever seen that in the US? This
I know what you're talking about.
I think I've seen it advertised. I've never seen it.
But he just goes to all the like the dirtiest
Do you know
jobs
what I
around the US.
watched?
Does he?
But he meets some amazing people.
Yeah, he
working
would.
in the, yeah.
I watched
It's
this like this this film on the most impacted environments by mankind, and it had like these like oil rigs
Wow.
and these like the chips in like
Oh.
China, the recycling of the chips. And the waste that the waterways, the impact on the water.
What kind of chips?
Like
Wood chips? or-
computer chips. Yeah. Sorry,
okay,
like
okay.
microchips.
Okay.
Because they recycle them in China, and they had all these different environments and the photos of them. They had this big Chinese, like this warehouse, and all these factory workers, and the looks on all their faces. So unhappy.
I know, man.
So
Oh, mate,
unhappy.
they're fucking
And they just like
ants.
Fodder.
doing it.
Yeah.
So it was the most
Working
industrialized areas of an environment. So like industrialization at its peak. you know,
Yeah.
and what these environments look like, and it was just like
It's just
so disconnected from the natural world. So disconnected. Like you saw these, like uniforms were wearing the same color shirt. And all like these factories
okay.
and
So
oil and
as he was explaining before, how we're all connected. This is him. Now I was like 30 years ago. I was feeling like that I wanted to commit suicide. I went to the doctor. He laughed at me. He said, "Shane."
gave you meds.
He said, "Shane, you no."
Yeah.
He-
I wanted to commit suicide.
Yeah, well, he
I
said
have.
he said to me,
Yep.
"Shane, you're a survivor and battler. You'll never be able to do it." And I kind of realised then, I guess he's right, But if I ever did, it would be, and I know this, it would be because I am sick and tired, and it hurts so much to see my fellow men like that in those mass
Compassion.
oppression that
Compassion.
they live in.
Yeah.
And it turns into depression and
Just disconnect.
and
basically.
hate
Yeah.
and envy and
The negative emotions.
and then it
Yeah.
brings on a pride. And 99% of murders in this world are created by pride. And so this is how it's all built. This is how they do it. And they're not only doing it to them, but because we are connected. I can only feel that because I'm connected. You know,
You know what you have to give people?
what's that, mate?
Like hope. And that's the big
Oh,
one. Like,
but dude,
there's this experiment.
it's
that-
hard these days when somebody gets out of their BMW and turns around and
Oh, that's what.
you
There's
know.
no hope.
But this is why this place is so good, because it's such an equal, like an equal playing field. This place that we're in right now is an equal playing field. It strips everything away, back to basics. Everyone's equal. It's open. It's welcoming. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful thing. You walk in, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, I got this this weight kind of lifted off. Like that's how I felt. Like when I came here. I
I'm
felt
going to
very
ask you a
yeah.
question.
Yeah.
What's my name?
Shane.
You little shit. What's yours?
What do you think my name is? Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
Jordan. I
All
forgot,
good.
I forgot
It's all
your
good.
name. Jordan, can
It's
I
all good.
ask you? Can
It's
we
all
go back a little bit?
Yeah, no worries.
Can I ask you why? Why were you feeling suicidal?
Because I had my trust in fellow man betrayed. Because I gave out willingly and it wasn't reciprocated.
And you expected it to be.
And I expected it to
you,
be.
And you
Yeah.
blamed yourself.
No, I
in
blame
the end
myself.
for that.
I don't think I blame myself. I was just
Oh, you were angry.
extremely let down with the fact that I gave so much out. I was just let down by the situation. I don't know. There's a lot of things that compounded, but I stopped wanting to want. I stopped wanting to want.
When I was feeling those things, and afterwards, I said to a friend of mine, "You know what it feels like? It feels right now that if you are angry, if you're depressed or angry, and or even feel suicidal, it's because you're not getting what you want." And
But I didn't want anything though.
and it's
There was
not
nothing that I wanted.
it's not that simple. It isn't that
Yeah.
simple, but there is an element of that in it, And I convinced myself, and I've learnt through psychology and whatever and learning that I always blamed myself. I was always angry with myself. And whenever I'm angry now with anything, it usually draws back down to me, to that I'm being angry with myself because I've either made the wrong decision or I turned the wrong road. Or, I pulled over an old man. Just one little tiny story. A friend of mine had a stroke, and his wife said, "I'm so scared, Shane," because they said it was a mini stroke, but he's going to have another one, and he wouldn't slow down. So one Saturday morning, I used to go for breakfast around their place on Saturday mornings, and I went at milk, and there was an old man got out of a car with a walking stick, and it took him forever. I stood there. I got out of my car and I stood there and I watched him cross the road. It took about 3 minutes, and I walked up to him and I asked him, with my hand to my heart, I said, "Excuse me, sir, do you mind if I ask you a question?" And I knew that he was going to be a stutterer because I knew it was a stroke. And he said, "Yeah, no worries." And I said, do you have a stroke? And he said yes. And I said, "My friend just had a mini stroke and they reckon he's going to have another one if he doesn't slow down. What can I say to him?" And he was so happy, this old dude, one, because I was having a conversation with him, and two, because people don't talk to him, And he turned around and he said, in a long time, he said, "Tell your friend it doesn't matter about the lost slipper under the bed. It doesn't matter if your wife even left you. The only thing important in life is the sun coming up and the sun going down. That's the only important thing in life." And I went and told him. He laughed at me. He said, "Have a look at this, Shane." He had a $100,000 bet on a horse.
100,000.
100,000. The largest one I've seen was 250,000 to win.
Wow.
I said, "Where's my share?" That was the loss. He turned around and goes, it was the first time. And I'm sitting there, I've just finished breakfast, I'm reading the paper. He said, "Well, Shane, have a look." And his wife's going, "Oh, don't, Fonz, don't, I'm going, "No, go on, bring it on." And he's gone like this, just flicked the ticket down and it's floated in front of me. And I picked it up and my brain was screaming, but I just calmly turned around and I said, because he just lost that. He just lost that race.
$100,000.
$250,000 to win.
Shit.
Anyway. And I turned around and
fuck that.
And
That's enough to want me to make commit suicide after fucking.
I turned around and I said, "Well, you could have at least given me 10 grand, And he laughed. And he said, "Watch this." And he picked up the phone and he picked up I'm not going to name names, but he spoke to 3 of the top trainers in Australia. And what they do during Spring Carnival, and only through Spring Carnival, is they each put in 100 grand, right, including Fonz, and Fonz does the bets. But the other 3, they know what horses are. But every now and again, Fonz goes out on his own. He went out on his own one day and he lost a lot of money. I don't know how much. I never got out of him how much it was. And he picked up this brand new flat screen, this huge one, and he just threw it straight out the fucking window in the second story.
That's anger right there.
And his wife stood there and goes, "Oh, isn't that lovely? Now we've got to go and get another telly."
It's a whole world.
So
isn't it?
The gangster world.
The gangster.
His father was in the Footscray markets, and there was a bloke that got his head completely blown off while he was standing right next to his old man. It was on the news. I remember it.
Wow. There was gangster wars, were there?
It was because Coles was the police got Coles. This was a 60-minute thing too, I watched. But Coles, the police got the Coles management to pay off proper farmers instead of the Italian market, because they had the domination of the markets. And so there were market wars all the time before that, So it created a lot of wars, and it stopped the Italians from dominating the markets.
All the vegetables.
Yeah. Now Coles and Woolworths. Now Coles and
Italians.
Woolworths does.
Yeah.
Now they're the
gangsters.
vegetable mafias,
So totally.
and they are too.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
they've turned. I think they've turned in worse than the mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know,
Yeah, they use it like
Just-
heavy-handed tactics. It's like, I want to buy it at this price.
well, the head of them.
They don't give too much choice to the farmers, I don't think.
The Coles dude that was working with the coppers. This was on the 60 Minutes. He got a late night visit and a shotgun blast through his front door. You know,
Yeah, right.
and I thought to myself, geez, that's piss weak. I mean, if I was the mafia, I think I would have gone a little bit harder than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's all the jigsaw piece, you know, the puzzle, you know, the piece here and a piece
Totally.
there,
Yeah.
and when you put it all together, it's so simple, it's so obvious.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've learned a lot in the last few months about history, and it's really taken.
I love
It's
history.
opened my mind to
I love history.
how amazing history was, and how amazing the civilizations were. Right, and the what was going on. There's so many different kingdoms, and like there was knights, and it was sort of fairy tale in a way, right?
Well, it was, wasn't it?
It had to have been like
Yeah.
it couldn't have been all dire. I don't think.
There's
Like
beauty in there.
Yeah, you look at
There's
some of
always
the,
beauty in there.
look at some of the castles that were made through Europe. Like
Oh, and still
like-
exist.
like they're magical. You know? So
Yeah,
but
that's
my
nice.
idea of the past is like the
There's so much in there though too that you don't even know.
so
Like
much.
we've been here for so long already. But I think our society is like really like disconnected though. Like we're really disconnected. I think technology is probably one of the major things that is doing it to us.
You mean between each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, disconnected.
So disconnected between each other.
What do you think is going to happen in the future because of this war in Russia and China? China just opened their borders yesterday.
Did they? Okay.
So that's going to be a flood of students and workers coming back into
Yeah,
Australia.
right. Because that was the issue with the workers shortage.
I mean,
right.
what do you
Yeah.
think's going to happen in the next, say maybe 2 years to 3-4 years?
I got no idea what's going to happen next 3 to 4 years.
You don't think so?
I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, what they're going to come back, and then we're going to have an insurgence of workers, and then the market's going to change and fluctuate, and then
What's going to happen with prices? Are they going to stabilise?
prices are always going to increase, no matter what.
Yeah, but at the moment,
They're really
they're at a high rate.
Yeah, huge,
Very
increase.
fast rate.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, everything is.
nobody actually knows when it's going to slow down.
Yeah, it's a troubling time, isn't it? But
Well, I believe because
what do you
China's
what do
open,
you what do you think's going to happen?
I think because China's opened its borders,
Mm.
Russia's slowing down on its confrontation with Ukraine.
Mm.
Australia's not going to be the only one that gets flooded with workers and students. There's going to be a lot of countries around the planet that's going to be flooded.
Mm.
So I think that's going to stabilise because that's going to put a really big injection of cash
Workers,
into the system, and I think that I think it'll stabilise the dollar, that stabilise the inflation, and I think that's going to take probably about the rich people want us to use that excuse as long as they can. So how long will they be able to pull it off? You know what I mean? To keep it going up and up. This is the thing, that they want it to go up as far as they can, so that and then they'll slow it down, so that then we can,
Breathe for a little bit,
breathe. This is where they
regain our composure.
This is where
and
they
they'll do it again.
Yeah, that's right. This is
Yeah.
where they do the chaos turns into control thing, right? So they create the chaos, and then the chaos creates the artists, the entertainers, the workers, the specialists,
Yeah.
incredibly articulate, talent because of
The
how
pressure.
much chaos there
The
is.
pressure that there is crazy. It's
more-
like a
the
like
more-
a pearl under or a crystal.
Exactly,
You
thank-
put the
yeah.
pressure underneath it.
That's right.
And around time.
So the more chaos, the more elite the specialist, and that's what they do, and then they receive all those benefits, not us, because then you've got the companies there because of money. You've got the companies that are making the top products that only go to the rich. I mean, who's going to be? Let's be honest.
Australia,
Who's
we're
going to be flying the flying cars first?
Australia's up the top. Like we're in like the luckiest, one of the luckiest countries in the world.
Absolutely.
We are
man.
so privileged.
Absolutely.
So privileged. And I think that's always something that gives me peace of mind, is to think that, you know what, I'm actually born in a lucky country.
No,
I'm
that
totally
that does not give me peace of mind.
Doesn't it?
No, because I'm thinking, where am I going to fucking be born next?
Yeah, right.
I hope it's Australia again.
Reincarnation. Where was I before I was born here?
Ukraine.
Yeah.
Syria. No.
Yeah.
That's woof.
Someone's left the table.
Yes,
Someone's gone to.
He's having his break.
But I just try to appreciate what I have and where I am, and that always is good.
What do you do, sorry?
I was a support worker.
What was your name again?
My name is Jordan.
Jordan.
I was a
Jordan.
support worker.
Jordan. Right. Won't be forgotten again.
Yeah, I was a support worker for 2 years. So NDIS, working under the NDIS.
What's that? The National
Disability. Yeah.
Oh, I'm a
So-
disability pensioner.
Oh yeah. Well, there
Yeah.
you go. Yeah. So I was a support worker. That was my role for the last 2 years. I used to work for Queensland Health doing health.
What are you
campaign.
doing now?
Now I'm here.
Just going to become a
I'm
copper?
Hey, I'm not doing anything right now. I am doing something. I'm living.
Enjoying yourself?
I'm enjoying myself. I'm
Learning how to enjoy yourself?
yeah. I'm resetting.
You should be.
Yeah, I'm
What
resetting.
did you do when you worked for the NDIS?
So I was a support worker. I was a carer.
Oh,
I
okay.
was working
no.
in-house in support homes,
Oh, okay.
doing in-house care. So I work with a range of different clients, like autism.
Yeah, I
all
knew a
kinds of-
dude
yeah.
in Geraldton that did that.
Yeah, so that's what I did for 2 years, and I gave a lot of myself out to other people.
Yeah.
But now I've retracted because I gave so much of myself out that I actually lost myself in that role.
You'll get it back.
Yeah,
What you do, this is what you...
I lost myself.
This is what...
Completely lost myself.
Just a suggestion.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion. Honestly, I wouldn't tell you what to do. But
Mm.
have a think about... Because you're exactly right. Because how you feel, you just said how you feel, and you feel that your energy, they just took your energy.
I'm regaining it though.
Of course you will.
Yeah.
You're human.
I have been.
But you're here regaining it.
Yeah.
Do you notice
sure.
that?
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
So take in the
yeah.
energy from the
Yeah.
nature. And
I
realise
have
that's what you are doing.
Yeah, I have been.
You're refilling your batteries.
I did my tarot. I had a friend do my tarot cards.
Yeah.
And my current card was healing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah, it was healing.
Yeah, I love this place. It is very healing.
Yeah. So how long have you been here for? 2 weeks.
Only a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you do
Feel like
for work?
forever.
What do you do for work? What do
I
you?
just told you. Disability pensioner.
Oh, okay. But before that?
Wow. I worked in a couple of pottery studios. When I was 16, I worked in a gold mine in Mikathara.
Yeah.
Told them I was 19. Drove trucks around Australia. I can do lead lighting.
Yeah.
Made jewellery for a while because I had an ex-wife that was a jewellery designer.
Yeah. That's cool.
I was the manager of
Jewellery
the
design.
warehouse manager at Cousins and Cousins. You know. They
Yeah.
make imperial leather soap and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Wow, a lot of jobs, man.
Yeah,
I hitchhiked 80,000 kilometres around Australia over 5 years when I was about 22
Cool.
to 27 or 21 to 26, something like that.
Yeah. And do you think you can hitchhike now the same way?
I could,
Do you think anyone can?
and it'd make me very fit and healthy.
Yeah.
No, I think that young girls can't,
Yeah.
but that's always been
Security.
the case.
Yeah.
I think that Ivan Milat fucked a really good thing up because,
Yeah.
because
Right. I got a
they were coming from all over the world
Yeah.
to hitchhike around Australia.
yeah.
And you would go out to the front door at like 8:30 in the
Yeah.
morning. I lived in the middle of,
Yeah.
in Wedderburn, middle of
Yeah.
Victoria.
Yeah.
And I walked out at 8:30 in the morning,
Yeah.
and there's a couple of German chicks hitching through.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Wedderburn's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
There was that many hitchhikers, and it was great,
Mm.
you know.
Ivan Milat's one of those one of those names you say, and then there's so much behind it. Like, it's like you say, it's like the density in the
Everyone
air,
knows
just
it, right?
It's
because
deep.
when I got my I got a plane here from Sydney about 10 days ago, and everyone's like, "Don't get picked up by Ivan Milat."
Really?
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, like as a joke, you know, like a funny
Yeah,
joke,
but
but like
still,
the
you
word
know.
Ivan, and then we drove past the license plate with Ivan on it, and then I took a Snapchat of it and sent it to my friend. Look, it's Ivan, you know, because it's like
Fucking that's
the
that's
running joke.
uncanny.
That's the running joke, like is the Ivan Milat joke. Yeah, it's still alive.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what you were saying, Shane, is that hitchhiking around Australia used to be a really big thing,
Yeah, killed it.
and that
Hey, thank you, man.
killed it.
Mm.
Did you stir that?
Yeah,
You sure?
a little bit.
Fuck it. Here's a look at yours. Oh my god, you lazy shit.
Yeah, I thought I'd save on stirs. Just did 2 instead of 4.
Is it actually hot?
Oh, come now.
But Shane, like you've got a lot to say though. Like that's something that I noticed straight away. I was like, Shane's got a lot to say.
Oh, I've got a lot
you
fuck to
got
say,
a
man.
lot to say.
When I
was
smoke
like,
pot, dude,
yeah.
I shit rave like
Yeah,
no,
I was
no,
like,
no,
I was
nobody's-
like,
He's
this.
gonna be doing his
I was
own
like, yeah.
podcasts.
I was like, this motherfucker. Like the first time the first time I met you, because I was very quiet. I just kind of sat back and observed, and I was that's me though. I do observe a lot. I
yeah,
just kind of
so did
sit
I,
back.
man.
And
At
I
your
just- I'm
age,
just
so
like,
did
oh,
I.
I'm gonna like, you know, just watch everyone.
And when you're my
see what's
age,
there.
you'll be the,
Yeah,
you'll
I
be,
don't know.
yeah,
We'll see what happens.
that'll all come out what you took in.
But
I don't know, you're starting pretty good
yeah,
now.
yeah. But no,
Yeah.
it was interesting. Like when I first met you, Shane, I was like, who's this guy? Like, what's going on? He was like, you're talking to that. What's her name? Juju. No, her name was
The
Juju.
horny honey.
Oh, what's her name? She's got like
She's a
brown-
lovely lady,
brown hair,
lovely young
brown
lady.
hair.
That one. I don't know. I wasn't looking at her hair.
There was
I was looking-
a certain smell that was going on in the shed though. I was like, what's this? What kind of smell? Like,
When I first,
in a good way. Like I was like that was a nice smell.
when I met her, I said to her, Juju, now there is
Yeah.
a name in the shadow of my soul I shall never let any other man see.
She can sing
And
too.
she put her hand
She
to her
can-
heart. She
yeah.
said, you're going to make me cry.
Yeah.
No, she's a very, very nice young lady,
Can
that
you-
one.
Can she sing?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she
know who
can
you're
play
talking
guitar
She can play guitar. I know. who's-
very uniquely.
Yeah.
She's a gypsy.
That's the one I was talking about.
She's a
When I
gypsy.
saw
She's a
her,
true
I
gypsy.
know. Like when I saw her, I was like, whoa! I was like, what?
Absolutely
who
beautiful.
are you?
True spirit.
Yeah, she's singing and
A true free
writing,
spirit, that
yeah.
one.
Yeah, her
Definitely.
parents were here last year,
Really?
and they were pretty free spirits as well.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
wow.
coming back. So
Yeah.
Wow.
they're coming back soon, I think.
Oh,
So
really?
hopefully they'll turn up here.
Is there any other places like this in Australia, like
I'm sure there is.
New South
Yeah.
Wales
Yeah,
over there?
There's
I
a place
haven't-
called Westralia. It was on 60 Minutes
Yeah.
about 30 years ago,
Yeah.
and it's
Is it
still
about
there.
community.
It's a
square.
community. It's got its own money.
Yeah.
It's its own country,
Paddy was
which is
telling
what
me
I thought
about-
you were doing. I thought you were your own country.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, fucking oath, you fucking are. This is a
No,
different.
no.
But no, but I
There's
mean that's
no-
what it feels like. It feels like we're in a different,
In a
different reality. It really does. I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah,
like this is a
absolutely.
different world.
Exactly.
I honestly
Yeah.
do feel that
Yeah.
genuinely, from
Yeah,
the bottom of
yeah.
my heart. It's a different feeling in this space.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But
It's
this
kind
Australia?
of like you go into this. Like I've said it a few times with a few people. The moment you start reading those signs, like take
Yeah.
3 deep breaths,
Yeah.
it's like you're
Yeah,
getting
that's a good
prompt. You're getting prompt to like drive through. Like, you're getting because we drove through and we were just like
Yeah.
fuck, what we don't know what to expect. I had no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
So we're getting these prompts like slow down, like take 3 deep breaths. I'm like, who like these guys telling me like what to do? Like I'm like, all right, I'll follow them. So I'm taking 3 deep breaths. I'm going, all right then. We're like driving through them. I'm gonna take 3 deep breaths. All right, I'm gonna do it. And get through, and then it's just like, well, like straight away, like you walk in, different people, different places, all the people parked outside, all different atmospheres, all different worlds. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, amazing. Glad you're feeling it.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, it's this Australia, it's got its own country.
Yeah.
Like, it's got its own flag.
Yep. Paddy was telling me a little bit about somewhere in Australia that claimed their own country.
Yeah, there's one in New South Wales and there's one in Western Australia, and that's called. I'm pretty sure it's the Australia one.
Yeah,
I'll look
okay.
it up in a minute after I.
Yeah.
Have
You,
you-
you
have
know
you
the
guys
only
done-
the problem. I think it's possible. Okay, but anyone can do it. But the problem is then you got to have like borders, and you to
That's
go
right.
into the country Australia, you've got to. There's customs, and you know they can
Yeah.
fuck you over like that.
What if you're another
they-
country?
Yeah. If you want to come into Australia, you've got to have a passport.
Oh, I see
this-
what you're
this is
saying.
what
So
I-
if you want to go, if I go into Australia, I'm okay. But if I want to come back out into Australia,
Yeah. They could
It's
make it
different.
difficult
I
for
think
you.
that was on the
Regulations.
60 Minutes report.
Yeah.
That,
Or regulations, which is what I was about to say was that, like, have you heard of drug law, not drug law, LORE, not drug LAW, drug law, LORE, not drug
What-
LAW.
yeah, but-
So law is like, LAW is like the legality of everything, whereas
yeah.
law, LORE, is more like, it's more like the guidance and the proper use of. So it's a little bit different. LORE. Yeah, so it's like, okay, not drug law, it's drug law, LORE,
Yeah.
law instead, which is like, like advocacy kind
yes,
of stuff.
it's like when I call a policeman
The
sir,
proper
I
use
I
of-
say to him, that's
yeah.
a CUR, not an SIR.
I don't know what that means, but
Well, CUR
Yeah.
means mangy dog in the dictionary.
CUR means.
Mangy dog.
Okay, right, okay. Okay, I don't know.
Look it up.
CUR instead of what?
SUR.
SIR.
SIR. Yeah.
Do most police just look at you blankly?
No, they laugh at me.
And they know.
They laugh at the joke. They go, oh, yeah, as if they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking
But
about.
some of them, and if some of them are real assholes,
Yeah.
I say to them, seriously, look it up in the dictionary. And then look it up. CUR.
Anyway,
CUR.
the point is there's an alternative to the law, and it's a different way of doing things, and it's like kind of like a more, I don't know, it's kind of like power to the people kind of thing. Like it's less governing, but it's more righteous. And I feel like, yeah, like in this place there's more LORE, there's more law than law.
Yeah, totally.
Beautifully.
Is that making
put,
sense?
Beautifully put.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
the exact
I like it.
opposite, the exact opposite of what's out there, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah,
They
they're still
just wanna pump the law.
there's still govening rules, and
But they
and,
haven't
and there
got
has
any
to be.
law.
There has to be governing
Governing
rules.
rules.
There still is governing
I
rules.
like that.
But it's, I don't know. It's a different way of doing it.
Yeah.
Because there was a book called Happy High Herbs, and they had that as their main thing: drug law, not drug law. Drug LORE, not
Yeah.
drug LAW. And so they were all about educating you in the proper use of and being respectful of the drug rather than not using the drug, but being respectful of the drug. Different stance, you know.
Totally.
Not abusing and using and just getting the most out of it, but respecting it for what it is and the place and the right time and the right context. And
You know what comes to mind is the
Separatist.
you know like a contract. You sign a contract,
Mhm.
but in the old days, the law was the word. Like it was a handshake, and
verbal
that was the
verbal
contract.
agreements.
Yeah,
Yeah, try those on.
yeah. Like
Oh, I'm all
No, try them on.
yeah.
Good fun.
Yeah, so you can. Oh, you're running out of cord though.
You need 3 pair.
Oh,
mate.
wow.
Have you got 3
There
pair?
is a. Yeah, we. There should be.
I feel like I'm in a little echo chamber.
That's
May I?
the cool thing, right? You get into the zone.
Am I here or am I
I want
actually
to build
here?
one of those Maxwell Smart things now.
Oh, I want to do it. Have you ever seen Get Smart? There's
Yeah.
an old, right. So the cone of silence. Do you
And it
remember
used to
that?
break
Yeah,
all the
okay.
time.
They'd push the button and it'd come down.
Oh yeah,
down
yeah.
and-
I was thinking of the shoe phone. This first
Oh,
thing
yeah,
came up.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
get smart shoe phone is
Yeah,
straight thing.
yeah. No, the cone of silence.
Yeah,
We
that's
wanna
a
build
really-
one here.
Even today, that's a really good show to watch.
Yes,
you know.
yeah, it's an awesome show. Yeah.
So,
Clever.
Australia,
Mm.
the separatists. Yeah. Nah.
Yeah, this is a whole different
Yeah,
experience
I can't find
Yeah.
with
it.
these headphones. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm totally grounded in.
And you
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, wow. It's like
Yeah.
like a bit of like a reverb to it, and
Yeah, and then no more distractions. You're just in the space. But yeah, cone of silence. We're going to build one, huh? I always thought of building a podcast studio just out here,
you're right.
but with glass, and so people can see in. And people are just
So are we in the cone of silence right now? Is that what we're in? Are we in like, is like a dome has
We
just
are at the moment.
has
yeah.
come
It's
down?
domes down.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what we have is like a cone of silence, like a roof that you can lift up, and then it's open air.
No, I want the
And
thing
then-
coming down, man.
No, that's what I mean. And then you have it come down if you need it.
I've got to go
It
to the
just
toilet,
closes up
so
the
I'm
shop.
gonna.
Yeah.
That's intense though, man. Like I'm. It's next level.
Nice.
But we need the infrastructure first.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's all about infrastructure because build it and they will come. That's the thing. There's so many people just waiting to do something, and they're all skilled craftsmen and they're all skilled artisans and musicians. And
Well, can I
It's
just,
like,
yeah,
we just gotta-
can we take it down to a bit of a personal thing at the moment? Because I was really, upset this morning about those chainsaws going. Like, I thought somebody took them. And, I was wrong, of course, but that's not the point. The point is that I really do feel that I've got to take them and put them somewhere safe, and that so they can be used to their full potential. And that,
definitely.
I feel like I want to start, but it stopped me from setting me 10 up again today.
Why? Oh, because you thought they'd been stolen.
But yeah,
Yeah.
and I thought, like, I can't. Something's got to be done, Now they're here, and
But you know the interesting thing that because two
and she
different.
was right. Ma was right.
Yeah, oh,
they
yeah,
shouldn't
but-
have been put there.
No, no.
I shouldn't have put them there in the first.
Yeah.
I should have got.
Yeah, but the interesting thing
together.
is, it's two ways of thinking. Like I saw them there, and then they weren't there, but I just had this faith and trust that someone had put them somewhere. Like that,
No, you just didn't give a
even
shit.
if no, but this is the different way you've got to think in. This is a new way, right? This
Yes,
is
yes, I
we've got to
understand. Yes.
have that trust of everyone.
I do understand.
Yeah, and
I get that.
I get what you're
yeah,
saying.
and
But
no, hang on.
yeah, I
but
see the butt.
hang on.
I see the butt.
And if someone wants to steal a chainsaw from us,
yes.
they fucking probably need it.
Oh, dude, come on. Yeah, needed to buy some fucking.
Yeah, so they can
drugs.
hock it. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
See, yeah.
But that's the-
but
Yeah, I
this is-
trust. I
this
trust
is
that's
the-
going to happen.
But this is what you have to. You're coming from
someone
a
stole a
world of.
chainsaw.
No. I thought that
Yeah.
the 2 chainsaws were stolen
But
this
they weren't.
morning.
Yeah. No, they just moved.
They were moved by someone. And, it's a negative
You know
thing that's
what
become
though?
a really
Like
good
this is
positive
such a
thing.
sacred space. If someone was to do that, I feel like the karma would come back
Exactly.
tenfold.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
Because this
Yeah,
is
but you
such a
can't
Exactly.
build. You can't.
Exactly.
We can't be
Yeah.
building
And
something.
people will learn that.
We can't be building something
If-
in a material world with money
Yeah.
and keep replacing things.
No, but
We
if-
can't do
yeah.
that. It'll
Shane,
hold
if
us
you-
down.
But hang on a sec. If you're coming
So
from a
something's
world
got to
of
be sensible.
no,
Yeah.
but this place is going to be
I am, but they are
abundant.
too. They're coming from that world.
You've got to imagine abundance
This
here.
guy, yeah, he's good. Like, cause you're
Yes, yes.
That, I mean,
yes.
I mean,
Right, not
look,
scarcity.
Yes.
because
We're going to have fucking too many
that-
chainsaws.
that mentality, that mentality is what built that mentality is what helped build this place.
Right. Exactly.
It's what grew it out
Exactly.
of the... Grew it out.
Have to have that.
The heart
yeah.
did that. The heart.
Yeah, but
Well,
that's the
that-
trust, though.
Yeah,
the trust,
like, because
like-
without that, then...
Fucking don't capitalise.
But I think, like,
You're capitalising here.
you will be betrayed, without a doubt, at some point.
Oh, fucking over my whole life.
Oh, he already
man.
has been.
My whole
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
life.
He already has been.
You will be
And
betrayed.
he has,
what-
and he has been, and he doesn't
Yeah.
know it sometimes.
Yeah. I've been betrayed.
You know,
But I'm not going to let...
and that hurts
I'm
me.
not going to let that...
I want to protect the fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I really want.
so,
You know,
Yeah.
I didn't want to
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
those words as such,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean.
No, I know.
You
It
like-
goes
I wanna-
all the time.
Like, protective, like...
Well, not
like,
him.
in general. And, well, you or whoever. Like, you're trying to protect that,
I
whatever...
want to
it is.
protect his dream, his
Yeah, yeah,
ideas,
yeah.
because they're the same as mine.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's what brought me
yeah.
here.
Yeah. I know. I
This is real
feel.
to
I
me.
feel like
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
called. Like, you know, like I jumped on a plane 10 days ago with a backpack, 30-liter backpack, 3 pairs of pants, 3 pairs of shirts, like 3 pairs of everything. You know, a laptop, a phone, a portable charger, bare minimal.
Fucking
And then I fucking ended up
grass.
here, bam, straight
Good.
here, like. Straight up.
Yeah.
But you know, like must be a calling of some kind because I went out in search
This is
of
happening-
something.
It's happening all
Of
the
something.
This is happening at the same time.
Yeah.
So do you know what happened with me?
Mm.
I was driving up northern New South Wales, and I pulled into
Yeah.
a parking bay,
Yeah.
and I was there for half an hour. I was ready to go, really. And this Italian couple pulled in a
Yeah.
van, and the dude got out and he was on his phone. He was pacing up and down, you know.
Yeah.
It was a hot day, and I got my van and I pulled up next to him with a joint, and I said, "Oh, you look like you need some of this, dude."
Yeah.
And he's just like fucking switched the phone off and ran
Yeah.
over to the van, you know.
Yeah.
And we're talking.
Yeah.
I was talking with this couple for about an hour and a half,
Yeah.
and she said, "Oh, Shane probably would like it over peace of mind, mindful,
Yeah.
mindful peace."
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Sorry, I'm starting.
Yeah. No.
I said, "What are you talking about?" And they told me. So I literally did a Yui, went back down to Melbourne, did the van up for the Nullarbor,
Wow.
and come straight here,
Yeah.
So this place called you in.
Yeah.
See,
like it
we
did with you.
Yeah.
we were on
That's right.
wiki camps. So, but I did the whole wiki camp thing solo. This whole like lone wolf thing.
Yeah,
Right.
It was on
Right,
Wikicamps, but
yeah.
you were the one that chose this
Yeah,
joint.
I did.
This
I
place.
actually chose it. I chose it. I went through. I said, "What's this place?" Bam. Tick that. And I was like, "We need to go there."
Yeah.
Fucking came here. But like before then, I had a van, and then I sold my van, and then I used the money to then get the plane flight to get here to travel with a friend of mine who then we ended up coming here. So I've gone like this whole roundabout fucking
Just to get in.
thing. But it's all been part of the journey. You know, and
need-
it's all,
you need
it's all
another
part of the
van.
journey. It's all. I do need another van, but I've got a car as well. I had 2 vehicles. I was paying like rego and insurance for 2 vehicles. Fuck this shit. I'm not paying fucking rego and insurance for 2 vehicles. And then upkeep for both of them, and then maintenance and stuff like that. I'm not doing that. But yeah, no, eventually, I don't know, like, because I was talking to that other guy, that
Leon had a piece of fruit.
American guy, and he said, he was like, nomadic living, there's no black and white to nomadic living. Like, there's no rules. You know, you can dip into society, dip into work, and then dip out again. But knowing that this exists, knowing that something like this exists to dip out of,
Yeah.
that's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good because everyone needs a place like this.
Yeah.
We all
Everyone
need
does.
we all need a place like this to come to. We really do.
You know, I say there's
Yeah.
only 2 ways to live. You can live in fear or you can live in love. That's it. And people come here and they get a break from that fear. And they take that love out too. You know?
Yeah.
And it's so true, you know.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
top up, and then head back out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like an oasis.
And they take it with them.
I said it was a safe haven, and you said it was an oasis or something like that. And I said it was a safe haven. I spoke to you yesterday about it. It definitely is a safe haven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
For some people,
yeah.
yeah.
You know the significance of the gate at the front. It's
No.
I
it's
haven't even seen a fucking
Yeah,
gate.
but
Oh,
it's
the
a-
overhead.
Yeah.
That's a Tory gate. Like the Japanese do it a lot more, beautiful.
Is it?
But it's a
yeah.
it's
Why
a
don't we?
designated line between like as you step into a
You
sanctuary.
said that there was no. There's only
Sanctuary.
there's only one entry and one exit. Is that what you
Yeah.
said?
Well, at this place,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
it's sort of like you've got a long, narrow entrance, which sort of
Yeah.
There's so much to be
Adds-
done around here.
oh, so much. infrastructure.
I don't know where to start.
No, but that's the beauty of it is
I mean, if
we
I
don't
set that 10 up,
need, because this is what we do though. This is what we do. This is what we do. We go. I just need that new SQ. I just need that new like the one that has a solar panel. I just need the new I just need the new iPhone. I just need the new this.
I love.
New that. We just want to extend it. We want to extend it.
I love how there's male and
You know what I'm
female
saying.
traits. I love it, right? Because we need it. But an old Italian man said to me once, if you want to be successfully married, let her go and start all those chores, because they start them and they don't finish them. Walk behind her when she walks away and finish the washing. Walk behind her when she walks away and finish the vacuuming. And it was one of the most beautiful pieces of advice I ever had, you know. And we're not women, we're men. And we should be starting and finishing a job and then moving on to the next one. But the problem here is at the moment, there's been a million fucking jobs started. So which one do we get onto? So we've got to start from scratch, which is what Bo's been doing, and we've been discussing that plan.
I think as long as you have the foundations in place and the base, then
We need the infrastructure.
you,
So
like the essentials though. Like you've got the essentials. You've got the people, number one, and then you have the shelter, you have power, and you have water and land.
yeah, but it's not.
You know.
But
Yeah.
we've got to get that
The people
that
make
system
it,
working
though.
better.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally.
How long are you here for?
I'm leaving tomorrow probably.
Why?
Yeah. This is like the whole question that you ask people. It's always like I started asking people this question. I was like, so what's your plans? And it's always like, and you see them like kind of sink down into like this dreaded like, you see it though. You know what I'm talking about.
I
Like,
said
what's
I need
the-
a hand to put a tank on a stand,
Yeah,
and I think that you might be the right bloke to help me.
Yeah, exactly.
You got
That
your
would
mate
go.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could help move it, but heading north.
I've been thinking about it as well, how to do it.
I reckon we just whack it and flip it over while we pull it.
You know what you
put it on
do?
two skis.
You know
like
what I
two
would do?
Bits of wood.
You know what I would
Push the
do?
bastard up.
And no, tighten the
Do you know what I would
skis to it,
Yeah, go on.
and then lift it up on the skis,
And then
and
it'll
then,
go over.
and then you flip it over.
Can I say?
The flipping bit.
Can I say what I do? I get it.
Going up, I've got it.
Yeah.
Pulling it up and positioning where to put the knot.
Yep.
We'll have it tilted that way, so
Yep.
when it goes up,
Yep, it'll flick it
it'll
over.
go like that.
Yeah, totally.
I know where to
Yeah.
put the rope, so
Yeah.
I
I think
reckon
that's the way to
you
go.
have the plan,
we'll do that
Yeah.
and
soon.
Yeah.
you have the plan, and then whenever there's manpower, just pull them in. All right, guys, we've got to do this. Come on, we need to do it.
This is why I asked you
Yeah,
why,
yeah,
how
yeah,
long,
of
because
course,
this
of
would be
course.
nice to have somebody
Yeah.
around that can
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I know that you could.
Yeah, I could. I could. When are you guys gonna do it?
Well, if you were going to hang around for
Yeah.
a day or two,
Yeah.
we'd probably wrangle up doing it tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because it's only going to
Yeah,
take
yeah.
an hour.
Yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah.
I have to hook up the hose to it to get water into it as well once it's up there.
Yeah. Where's it?
Straight away
Yeah, straight away.
before it's blown
But
down.
I reckon if there's like a chief, and then you got like the Indians. There's heaps of Indians.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
just
we have to rustle them
just
up,
round
like-
them up. Just
like-
fucking echo.
it's
Hey,
like-
hey, where are you? Because
like
if you got the plan,
herding
Well, what
cats.
happens there?
Yeah.
You've wrangled them up.
no,
right?
he's wrangled them up.
No,
He's
no.
the captain of the ship.
No. We can't. He can't do the work.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have to do the
Yeah,
work.
Yes.
He's a
Yeah, yeah.
fucking. He's a
Yeah,
scatter.
yeah.
You know, but to
Yeah,
everybody else,
yeah.
he's to everybody else part. You know,
Yeah.
he's the teacher or whatever. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. The guide. So he's
Yes.
Guide.
that's his label. He's
Totally.
given
But
himself.
we've got to put a wall
Yeah.
between his brain
Yeah.
and all the things that got to be done.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we just got to get it done.
Yeah.
You know, lists
That's
are really
exactly
good too.
right.
So
That's true.
yeah,
Yeah.
mean,
There was
he'll
a
let us
time when-
know.
when
He'll
my
let us know
mind
if
was
the-
more centered around that. Like, I was very able to do heaps of shit, but now I've like
yeah.
I don't know if it's like
He'll let us know
from
if we've
meditation,
listen,
but my mind is like
Jordan.
not
He'll
as-
let us know
Yeah.
if we've gone wrong
Yeah.
through his wife.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
When
Where
we
is-
see the wife walking up
Where's
to
your
us,
wife?
we know that he's angry.
I haven't met your wife.
Yeah, my partner. She's not my wife. She's my
Partner.
partner.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
Is
beautiful.
she here?
She's my
beautiful.
lover.
Your lover.
Yeah.
Is she here?
Yes. Yeah. She's,
I haven't met her yet.
Yeah, Ma. She got the little 2-year-old.
Oh. Yeah, I have met her.
Yeah.
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 cool.
Is that your son?
No.
Oh,
no.
okay.
Yeah.
But it kind of is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
I'm uncle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did you know that?
He said car to me today.
Did
He's
you
going,
know that
car.
uncle allegedly was a word before father?
Was it really?
Yeah.
No, that's
Mother
kinda
was
nice.
always
That's kind of
the-
nice, isn't it?
But I think it was
That's
because
nice.
they didn't know who the father was.
I'm indifferent about
It gets better.
I didn't know. It was a different world, you know. That's my theory.
Yeah, she just
You know,
opened her
because
I
legs.
like
if
that theory.
caveman,
She just opened her legs. She's like, yeah, all right, let's go.
yeah, well, maybe it was a bit more free society. I don't know, you know. So I think it would have been less like caveman. You
Oh
ever
yeah,
read, like,
everyone's
Clan
saying,
of the
everyone's
Cave
going
Bear?
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There
They're
we
taking
go.
turns.
But that's
You haven't, you haven't porridge today?
Oh.
Sorry.
So we got to.
Go
One
to
of the
the
big
dark
things
side.
on this. On this big.
I know the
I'm
things,
gonna say.
I'm starting to know the things you hate.
He's
Exactly.
like, he's like, the finger's gone up.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
finger, no,
I gotta say.
You gotta
I-
switch
like,
it up.
I
You gotta
really-
switch the topic.
No, like respect of women is.
Hey, I
big.
respect.
Oh,
You know
okay.
I respect.
I know,
women.
but-
I love.
It's
I
like.
wasn't being
To
a
respect
wasn't
her.
in a
No,
disrespectful way.
I know, but somehow I'm sensitive to
Okay.
it because I feel
Okay.
like we're.
Do you know what's unfair? It's unfair that a black man can say the N word and we can't, right? Okay, I think that's unfair. Right? I'll say it. And I also think it's unfair that we can't say things that women say about themselves.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get it?
Sure.
And they say some horrible things.
Yeah.
You know what I was gonna say?
About
Because
other women.
you've raised
Yeah, and that we shouldn't be just saying horrible things about anyone.
No, we shouldn't.
You've
No,
raised a
sir.
really
No,
good-
sir.
you've
Yes,
raised
yes,
a
correct.
you've raised a really good
Good.
conversation. It's like how you treat women. Like that's a really good,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah,
Thing that you
holding
spoke
that
about.
standard because.
And I think that men tend to be more object orientated. We tend to be more objective. It's always like task oriented.
that's-
So we kind of like
Yeah.
go okay, like it's a
Well, a man likes to go from
ob-
point A to point
objective-
B in a
exactly,
straight line,
like, you know what I mean?
and
Like-
a woman likes to go around the rose bush.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then again, like you can't put people in boxes really. Like men
Well,
could
they
go
do,
around the
the
rose
government
bush as
does.
well, and women could be objective if they wanted to go from point B from point A as well. There's vice versa.
Oh,
But is
they,
it-
they
is
don't
it-
even
I think
care if it takes
men-
more time.
characteristic.
Yes, we have biologically more characteristic of
Yeah.
being more objective orientated and more
No,
point A to point
that
B.
just comes down to
Yeah,
us being
yeah.
logical and them,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
being creative.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's all
Well,
that is.
Soft.
And we're in our creation, we're just logical with it. That's what the big thing about Picasso is. But yeah, even if a woman knows,
Or what about Picasso? He just dropped something and didn't explain it.
well,
Where's the
Picasso's
music? Where's the music?
abstract paintings.
Yes.
Well, they're not they're not logical.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yep. It's totally left brain or whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. It's
The
totally
creative side.
It's
the
it's
feminine,
the feminine side. It's
Yeah.
the
100%.
it's actually not a feminine side. It's actually a good balance of both.
Is the music gonna keep
You
going?
know.
Or are we gonna pack up shop?
Oh, I can put music on. What the music out
No,
there?
but we've had a
You
lot
gonna
of
go and get
convers-
another drink for yourself?
Yeah, I might have to. I've got to go venture off though. But like, it's been an interesting conversation. Like, it's been a lot of subjects we've covered in a fucking short amount of time. People
Yeah,
would listen to
that's-
this.
that's
Like
right.
they really would.
Yeah, hell
listen
yeah.
to what we have to say. Like people love this shit. They really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, I feel that as well.
Yeah.
It's
a lot
like
of
real
subject.
conversation.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is now we've all learned a lot in the last 10 years because of the internet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everyone's has
But
been
you know,
down
there's something special about meeting people face to face, and
Yeah.
sitting down at a table,
And just talking.
about
Yeah.
it. I think like the fact that we're recording it actually puts more like legitimacy
We're live too.
behind. Yeah, yeah. Like there's more.
There's 100 million
more.
people
There's a
out
more
there watching
serious.
you right now.
There's a more serious tone to this conversation because of the fact that we are recording it, and the art of that is making it something more. I don't know what the word is, but it's more kind of legitimate. Legitimate. The fact that we're recording it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, more truth.
Yeah.
More truth
But
spoken.
it's like you want to actually say what you want to say. You're not gonna talk shit. Like you're actually gonna talk real.
Yeah, but you know, every now and again, it's good to have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
That's right.
True.
Yes.
You know.
And that's what I'd love to have is like a big shelf of like different alcohols and different drugs,
So,
things.
so we're gonna have different moods of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Just to get the vibe going.
Yeah.
You can have a lot of fun, and I really,
Yeah.
you have people playing music, so you could shoot over to them. They play a song.
Somebody
that-
offered me acid, and I was too scared to take it.
I loved acid when I did acid. It was fucking great. Me and my uncle, we were
I don't know
fucking
if my
sitting
brain could take
there.
it.
We were sitting there, and there was these rocks, this big rock formation, and these rocks they turn into these fucking rock gods. We saw, and he said to me, "Can you see that?" And he was like, "Can you see it like that?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Man, I can see that. This big fucking rock
Yeah.
gods, man, in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
massive rock wall,
Wow.
like these full-on organic
Yeah, yeah.
structures. These
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the juggernauts,
Yeah.
juggernaut
Yeah.
fucking rock gods.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really strange, really strange. But we both saw it, and it
Fucking
was
awesome.
like fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Well,
Um,
that's you know, like
Fucking deep.
you're
Yeah.
opening. You're opening.
We both opened our perceptions up and
seeing
we both
something
saw
that-
it.
is there that maybe we don't see at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, look at that Sheila, that lady I saw on the news about a year and a half ago or something. And she can see more colours than a normal person,
Oh, yeah.
and it's really
Sensory.
rare. There's only like
Oh.
about 2 or 3 people in the planet that can do
Right.
it,
Wow.
and they see more colours.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she said that she sees more things.
Yeah,
Even just looking at a tree,
Yeah.
she sees
See more.
all the energy and
Yeah.
things around
Yep.
it, and it's the auras. And do you know how some people can see auras and that? It's been true. It's true.
No, yeah, it's true.
It's absolutely true.
It's sensory input.
Yep.
So people,
and she
some
paints
people.
it. She paints it. She paints what she sees.
That's cool.
That's really beautiful. You can Google it or something.
Because like
right?
some people can see sounds. Have you heard about that?
Yeah,
Like a lot
yeah, I
of people that are
have.
really good at music, they actually can see the sound, the manifestation of the sound.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
And so they use that as a tool to create music. They use that as a tool to delve into that art because they can see it.
See it.
It's just like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, I think like Skrillex is like dubstep. He makes like dub. I don't know if you heard of him. Probably heard of him.
Yeah.
He has that. He can
Okay.
see music. He's got this thing that he's got going. He's told people in interviews like he actually can see music.
Yep.
And yeah, he's
Well, when I can remember on LSD when you look at grass, it's you can see all the energy.
Energy. Yeah.
It's fucking
I was hugging
beautiful.
fucking trees
yeah.
Yeah.
on a hot day, walking into Dandenong,
Yeah.
and I was thanking them for the shade.
Yeah.
I was literally.
You know what I
in
got?
the middle of there was people everywhere walking past me
Mm.
and everything, and I'm walking up to these trees and I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking love you, man. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Total
I was
connection.
kissing it and everything.
I got
I was on acid.
I got like full like
I'll be back in a sec.
hieroglyphic imagery, like a layer of hieroglyphs like all over the place. All these
Yeah.
all these
Yeah,
symbols.
I got that when I was making love to a Sheila. Do you know those wheels? Those, you know, that hypnotise you?
Yeah, yeah.
The more,
Yeah.
the faster I went,
Mm.
the faster the wheel went.
Yeah, right.
And it made me feel better and better.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And then when it eventuated,
Yeah.
it just went,
Yeah.
and it made a little noise and everything.
Wow.
It was
Fireworks.
fucking beautiful. One of the most beautiful
Yeah, yeah.
experiences
that's-
in my life.
It's worth investigating, I say.
But yeah, I
It's
did.
like-
Yeah, and what else? I got lots of like neon traces.
Yeah.
Lots of neon, like
Right.
full vibrant neon.
Wonder what
Like
the
all
hieroglyphics.
all the edges of every surface, the edges were highlighted in like neon blues and greens and like very like almost like a filter of like all this stuff would be like you know off coming out of the wall, but it was like a filter of neon. The edges, all the edges were very distinct.
Yeah, amazing. Because you know that everything emits light.
Mm.
Like supposedly humans emit light,
Mm.
like, and they get
Okay.
these really sensitive senses, and they can measure it down to like a really tiny scale. But the point is that we emit it, and I think that like on LSD, you start to see that light being emitted.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
From-
I saw
from
it
other
with the
people?
grass, hey?
From other people, or from just energy.
Just everything,
Yeah.
everything is emitting
Yeah.
light.
Yeah, we were all like atoms.
Yeah, yeah.
We're all atoms. We're all You know, there's all these vibrations going on, buzzing off each other and bouncing. They say that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It only changes its form. So the building blocks of the universe are all the same. It just it's just recycling. You know, like when I die, when you die,
Yeah.
we're not actually gone.
No.
Our energy is just transformed into different manifestations of that energy. This is just who I happen to be in this present moment. Before I was who I am now, I was something else, and I will continue to be after I no longer am in this present manifestation. I will continue to be.
Yeah.
I'll just be in a different form.
Totally.
Yeah. So this is just my current state.
Yeah, and that's a good
Yeah.
way to understand that.
Yeah.
Then you can enjoy
It's
life.
Buddhism. That's Buddhism. That's Buddhism teachings.
But I think 50% of the world's religions believe in reincarnation.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the Judaic monotheism that believes in heaven and hell.
Yeah. Right.
Most of them believe in reincarnation. Like most cultures believed in it
Yeah.
because there's fucking so much evidence that it's a definite.
It's like science even.
Have you? There's a video on YouTube of this kid that basically remembered his past life as a fighter pilot in World War II.
Right. Yeah.
And they go into it, and he even goes back to the reunion of the fighter pilots, and he can remember all the people's names.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like, okay,
Weird
so
shit.
there's a fucking all right. There's no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no doubt.
I know what you're talking about. I think I've heard stuff like that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they just come into the world, but they have this
Yeah,
recollection
just-
of all these events that didn't even that haven't happened in their current lifetime, but happened in their previous lifetime.
Yeah, and you hear a lot of kids, you know, they have memories, and they talk about things, and it's like, but then as they get older, they forget it.
Yeah, it's because they're more receptive.
Yeah, they're more connected to their source, where they come from. You know?
More receptive, more connected, more receptive to what's happening around them before they get filtered and drowned and by media or by society or by limiting beliefs. I think you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. That's outside of what's expected of you. You get to that all the time.
That's crazy that we would even tell people that.
Yeah,
I feel.
we do all the time.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. We should be encouraging
Down,
expansion, not
yeah.
contraction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's one good thing about you, man. Is you've always, like, from when I've spoken to you, you've had this optimistic turn on that viewpoint, and you're always pushing that. Like, you're always pushing that that uplift.
very much.
Like the thing about hope, or the thing about being trusting of others when you shouldn't otherwise
Oh,
be.
it's a horrible topic.
Yeah, because this guy over here is like, nah.
Well, he's
I'm
lived
not.
a world that
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
hard to trust.
I know.
I can't.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I'm the same too. Like I got my
I can. I trust him,
yeah,
kinda.
yeah, a little bit, a tiny bit. No, but like, cause I'm the same. Like I'm like that. But like, I think naturally,
I had an opportunity
Trust
to
him.
break some of that tonight in a dance.
Dance.
He didn't get invited.
on the dance floor. Oh, you didn't go? Yeah,
Yeah.
I stayed in the foreground, but then I went to the circle. I'm
Did
really
ya?
glad I went to the circle. That was cool, man.
At the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. I was like,
this crazy dance.
Oh, man.
no, we did this, everyone held hands, and there were 40 of us around, 40 of us,
Yeah,
you reckon, in a circle,
Yeah.
and the energy was just like fucking, like, because you're holding hands with a circle of people,
Very
and it
feminine,
was like,
feminine energy.
oh, feminine, masculine, pain. Like I felt pain, I felt joy. I was like, I'm feeling everyone's fucking shit right now, like hardcore.
Yeah.
I don't know how you felt. That's how I felt.
That everybody's what? Like?
I was feeling everyone's emotions, like,
Oh.
because we were in a massive circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
everyone
it
had
was
just like danced
Yeah.
and freed themselves.
Yeah.
You know, there was
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
was in this pure
Yeah.
state.
Yeah,
Connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
really.
was like that, and I very much felt like it was just like this. I felt like everything was just, the energy was just going like around. It was going from each individual node and just going around. Everything was just bouncing around in that circle. That's how I felt. Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, it's
Beautiful.
cool.
Sweet.
It's cool.
You're a fucking really honest man.
Yeah, man. That's how, yeah,
I love it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was cool.
That isn't what a man is.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
He's
There's
not
lots
afraid,
of
to be honest.
lots of fucking preconceptions in terms of like what a man should be or should
Well, it's
be.
not a matter of what should be. It's a matter of what a man is.
What a topic though.
Same as what is a woman.
Yeah.
You know. I know ladies of the night that I respect more. Oh, a thousand times more than the Queen herself.
Yeah.
Didn't Jesus have a prostitute as a disciple?
Ladies of the night. That's what I was got ladies. Of the night.
No,
He had followers that were prostitutes.
no. Mary Magdalene was a prostitute,
So they say.
and she followed the group
So they say.
around with his mother. Apparently, yeah. She was beautiful. He met her in Simon's house. Simon was a tax collector, and he invited Jesus into his house. And then Mary Magdalene broke through the front door, got on her knees, cried, and wet Jesus' feet with her tears, and begged for forgiveness, and dried his feet with her hair, washed his feet with her hair. And Simon stood up in a fury and pointed at the door and said, "Get out of my house," you know. And Jesus said in a calm voice, "You've invited me into your home, you know, but when this woman comes in and you haven't washed my feet with tears, but this woman comes in and she's washed my feet with her tears and dried them with her hair." And then Simon describes it as just him looking at him and speaking calmly. The thunder roared through him. You know,
the power of Jesus.
the power of the light. You know.
Yep.
And then so Mary Magdalene's one of the favourite characters in the Bible. You know. So you know.
Yeah, it's really interesting. There's
James Cameron thinks that it was his wife. So
there's a lot of like the spiritual.
I don't know. When I hear like religious stuff about Jesus and stuff, I tend to just disassociate. That's just me personally.
that's good.
Not saying that what you're saying isn't valid.
You're not
or anything.
believing, but you're not disbelieving.
I don't know. I just kind of disassociate with it. I don't know why.
I looked into history. That's how I did it.
Yeah.
2 historians were factual. One was a government worker.
Yeah.
Out of 3 historians, but 2 of them were factual, and there was a person walking around at that time. James Cameron, if you watch a documentary that James Cameron did, he did the same study line as what I went down, but he went further.
Yeah.
And he believes that Christ married Mary Magdalene, they had children, and they travelled the Silk Road. And he survived, he did get crucified, and he survived the crucifixion. Mary and his mother saved him. So that's what James Cameron came up with.
I love the story that he travelled through Tibet. There's like 30 years of his life missing.
Yeah,
And there's like even stories in Tibet.
Actually, it's
of,
20,
of
but yeah.
someone visiting at that around that time. Like a
he left when he was 14. Apparently, he murdered a boy and then brought him back to life when he was a child.
Yeah, right.
I think like
Learned
Jesus
something
just could have
there.
just been like a good
I
person.
learned that through the
I think
church.
Jesus just could have been like a good person, you know. He just sacrificed himself for other people. Like, that's what my interpretation.
Well,
is.
no, he was enlightened.
Yeah.
He attained enlightenment. Like
Yeah.
his travels to Tibet and Nepal. Like,
Yeah.
he learnt the arts of
Yeah.
how to attain enlightenment, just like the Buddha.
Yeah.
And so and then he was obviously he had to speak truth.
He was a
And so
healer,
he
man.
pissed everyone off.
He was a healer.
Yeah, he was a healer.
He was,
he was a
he was
magical.
here to heal, heal
yeah,
the
he's
whole
a
planet, man.
Powerful man. Yeah.
Individual or race or society.
Where did it get you know what? I already know the answer to that question, because it got misconstrued because people use that as a way to control people. They started to use religion as a way to control other people. I think the
Remember
problem
how the
with
Catholic
God,
Church started was...
here we go. Yeah, yeah, I know what you. Go on.
Go on, say it.
No, like we're going down the Catholic route, and
No, how
you
it
say.
started was...
Yeah.
and the two historians stated there was literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different sects racing in a competition type of thing, where the government had put out, this went for decades, they had put out that they needed one religion only.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just when, so Constantine, he was the second pope, Peter was the first, yeah? And he was the one that took over Rome when the Christians burnt it down, because he cut a deal with the Christians. And he turned his flag into two swords.
See, I didn't know any of that stuff that you were saying.
That's history.
At all. I didn't know any of that stuff. But
that's history. That's not Catholic side of it.
Yeah.
And the Catholics won it.
Yeah.
And they used Jesus' name, and the dude, the real dude, the real dude isn't. His real name isn't supposed to be Jesus. They say, and he says, they say it in the Bible. This is where it gets really. This is where they control us.
That's what I'm. Yeah. That's
some of it's true, some of it's not.
That's what we're getting to. Yeah.
Some of it's true and some of it's not. And he stated, apparently Jesus stated, they will use my name. They will even change my name.
There we go. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And
that's the point that I was
again. James Cameron's got his real name.
Like, I'm glad that you settled that, because I didn't know any of that stuff. But the point of what you're saying, is that, like, they've misconstrued and they've used it against people. Yeah.
Exactly what you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I just didn't know all that.
I was totally agreeing with you.
Yeah. I was agreeing with you too. I didn't know any of that background. I'm glad that you said that.
It's fact.
Yeah.
And this is what I've always done.
Every religious leader's message is always misconstrued by.
That's right.
Yes.
It's the people that come after.
Because they want it to be misconstrued.
For their power.
Half-truth.
For power. Yeah. So the problem with God is man, is what they say.
Of course.
Yeah.
The problem with God is man. It's used as a device. It's propaganda, is what it is.
Yeah.
It's propaganda.
Yeah.
Classic media tactic tools used in media today. Like, they use all that.
I used to think to myself, well, then if our energy changes and our vibration changes through a lifetime, I used to think to myself things like Ted Bundy with those girls, and I would be so sad, but then I realised it could be beneficial. Chaos turns into order, darkness into light, and weakness into strength, naivety, into awareness.
Those are powerful words.
And how do we? How can the energy change without things happening like Emmett Till? Things can't change without that.
Well, like Jesus on the cross.
It's needed.
That's right.
It's needed.
Right.
We need those. Those.
For evolution.
We
spiritual.
Need,
And
well, look at COVID,
physical.
Right? That was a bad thing.
We didn't need that bastard thing.
No,
but it's still.
But it was.
We took it.
It was a turning point for a lot of people. A lot of people woke up, and a lot of people started to find their vibe. Obviously, you guys are in Victoria. You got fucked over big time.
The coppers.
We had we only had like 6 weeks lockdown.
In New South Wales, we had multiple lockdowns.
Right.
Like, we had we had another one, another one.
We had fucking over a year.
Yeah, you guys had hectic.
We had the longest one in the world.
And you know what I think? The reason they came down on Victorians the hardest.
I went over Nullarbor 6 times.
They came down on Victorians the hardest because the Victorians are the troublemakers. Yeah, they're a unique breed.
We definitely speak our mind, and we suffer for it, and we know we're going to suffer for it.
Yeah.
And we don't care. We just do it.
Yeah, that's right.
It needs to be done. Remember the dock strikes?
I don't, but
about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Even doctors took their families and their babies down there, and the police would. The cameras had the police tackling the dude holding his baby. It was beautiful. Every single dock in Australia. The people that was the last time I saw it. Before that, it used to be all the time. Remember all the strikes and shit that used to happen?
Yeah,
Remember the trucks used to block the borders?
Yeah, well, they've squashed all that. That's all. Protest is no longer a thing.
Toll was a lot not to do with that toll trucking company. They just own Australia, mate.
So you drove trucks, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bar trans.
I was thinking about getting my truck license,
Yeah, get
my
it.
HR license.
Go to Darwin and get it.
Why Darwin?
Fucking easy.
I was thinking about getting it and just fucking hitting the road and making a bunch of money and then just vanishing for a while and using the money to live a simple.
I got my taxi license in Darwin.
Yeah.
And I said to her, I want to get my taxi license. She said, oh, you've got to. She said it's free for the first 3 times you go for it. Yeah. And you've got to get 16 questions out of 20 questions correct. And I went in and she gave me this book, this thick, and she said, you got to read that. Oh shit, me. So, I'm not fucking going to be able to. So I flipped through it and everything. I tried my hardest for about a week and I went back. And I think I got about 14 right. And I went up to her and she said, no, you're going to have to come back tomorrow. She said, you got this one wrong and this one wrong, and that's the right answer for that one, and that's the right. And I went back and she gave me the exact same questions.
Yeah. So all you got to do is just keep going back as you get it right, pretty much. That's what they do. They're like, oh, read through all these questions and then tick the right box. But if you tick the wrong box, it goes like grey.
Yeah.
So like, oh, I just tick the one above it, and so you can do all the orientation modules if you just trial and error all the boxes, and you go, oh, that's the right one. Next one, that's one. Like it's just it's meant to be whatever, but it's
But
not.
I wasn't.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, they just give you the answers.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, it's great in Darwin. I lived there for 5 years. It was. I loved it.
Some people don't like Darwin, eh?
Yeah.
I don't know
People
why.
don't like black fellas. Don't like.
Yeah.
Darwin. A lot of black
I've been in
fellas
Cairns for a while. My car got broken into. Fucked
in
up.
Cairns. I did it.
I was in Manor.
What'd you leave in there?
Fucking
What?
$1 worth of coins.
Is that it?
Yeah, well, these
I
20 cents.
wouldn't
10
have
cents.
left it there.
Yeah.
No.
Fucking got.
No fucking.
You
Not even
guys-
5 cents.
Okay, so what good things happen in Cairns?
Here we go. He's the positive mindset shit.
Yeah.
But isn't it interesting how you
Exactly.
go to that? It's his point exactly.
He's always like that, though.
But isn't it a good
Yeah.
point that we revert
We
to
do.
that because
We
of
do.
how we were?
We revert.
Totally.
We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
We were talking about the
This
negativity.
is what
of-
not society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
This is
humans.
what the beast has done to
Well,
us.
well,
The
they
machine.
say it's
Yeah,
called loss aversion. So it's called loss aversion. We don't want to lose things.
You lost the virgin.
Loss aversion. So it's like we don't want to lose anything. Like they use it in marketing. Oh, save 20%. Don't miss out on this offer. Gotta get in now.
Yeah, man.
Quick. Gotta act. I was
Yeah.
gonna use. When you don't, it's called loss aversion. And they, oh yep, gotta go.
Is that
Same-
called loss aversion?
Yeah, loss. It's a.
Fuck, you're good with
yeah,
words, man.
It's AVERS.
Oh, I don't want to know how to spell.
aversion.
I've got the brain space.
Yeah, this is marketing shit. So they, because humans, we naturally have the
Don't wanna lose
tendency, the natural tendency to look at the negative.
Yeah.
They use it to sell things to people.
Totally. But I don't think it's a natural aversion. I think it's
Yeah.
programmed.
There's a city
Well,
in
maybe.
Mexico.
I think
There's
I
a
really
city
do.
in
I
Mexico
think
that
we
took
can be-
all of their advertising down, and it's they had to replace it with art because it looked so miserable and oppressing, and it was horrible. It was horrible, and so they realised, fucking, let's get something done here, and they started putting up art everywhere.
Oh,
Everywhere, and it looks fucking amazing. I don't know the name of the city and that, but I'm sure you can find it.
Yeah.
On Google.
Yeah, art is everything.
Oh, art is
It
beautiful.
just makes a place feel nice, and that, like, you look at this place, like
The Fibonacci, man.
it's
Straight
just
up.
shit.
Well,
There's things everywhere.
yeah. We
You
should have
could
a
say
big
it's shit, but it's
Fibonacci.
No,
actually,
it's not. That's one of the first things I said. I said to someone, I was like, somebody else said it was like a museum, like,
Yeah.
and I said it's like a library.
Right.
Because like when I walked in, I was like everywhere I was just kind of like scanning, you know. And it's like
Yeah.
everywhere I was like scanning. But it's so colourful though.
We should
Right.
make up a word for it, for what it
Yeah.
is.
I think it's natural order. Actually, it's like that's why
yeah.
our eyes like it. It's a jumbledness.
And there's a lot of colour, a lot of vibrancy, and that's just a nice thing to see,
Yeah.
colours and
But
vibrancy.
there's not any uniformity.
No, that's right.
Like
So does
you,
that
you
not-
go, it's
yeah.
the opposite of what
Yeah.
a modern house is. Now.
Yeah.
You know, there's always it's like, you know, when you look into a forest, it's seeing all the leaves are all different.
Mm.
That's what we like to see.
I think the people here is what I love. What I've loved is walking in and just everyone just complete strangers, just so relaxed and so comfortable and so like just laying back, yeah, and having conversations with each other. And I'm like, hey man, how's it going? Like that's cool. Like,
You know, some of them are serial killers, don't you?
nah, I don't reckon serial killers will come here.
Hey, please don't put that out there.
This energy, this.
It's like fucking.
I'm
what
saying,
we,
but their
it's a-
energy changes, and
Yeah.
then they go out, and they're not serial killers
Uh,
anymore.
No, I don't think they could
I'm
exist.
sorry. To,
Yeah, he's like
It's like this
this.
is,
I'm
it's
the only
just-
one that eats him in this whole place. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. It's interesting because it's a perspective that I avoid. Is like
Yeah, because
thinking
you-
of that,
You-
and I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
right. I'm not saying it's right, but
You know, I don't think
it's
I
like
don't think
Yeah,
it
but
could
it's
be-
because I
That's-
acknowledge
You know
that
what that's called being naive.
Yeah.
no, because I
Naivety.
acknowledge that it exists.
Yes,
And I-
you have to.
Yeah.
Only
yeah,
'cause
yeah.
you have to.
You have to because
'Cause
it's
it
part
happens.
Of, it's part of reality.
Well, it
Yeah.
happens.
It's part of to understand the
Yeah.
whole. You've got to know it all.
Yeah, but there's a filtration system going on here. It's like a big filter. You know,
I bet you
you
guys-
leave
I
it
bet-
all back at the gate.
Mm.
Yeah,
I bet you
That's
guys.
right. Pretty much. I want to get a sign that says "good thoughts."
Well, you take 3
good
deep breaths. You
deeds."
see, when you take those 3 deep breaths,
Yep.
you're just expelling all that
Negative,
Yeah,
the bad.
yeah.
Leave it behind.
That's it.
Can
And
I-
it's
can I
like,
explain?
No, so good thoughts, good
Can I explain?
good words,
One
good
thing?
deeds.
Can I
That
please
is the
explain one
premise.
thing?
Yeah.
I don't sit there and say, you know, when you come from a family like mine, I'm quite happy with where I come from. It was a rough go, but I mean, my brother was really intelligent. The front page of the Herald Sun, 4 years of age, for reading the encyclopedia completely. You know, the bloody thing was bigger than him. But when he was older and in the workforce, he worked for Rose Funeral Parlours, and they had the contract with Victorian Police to pick up. He was on call to pick up the bodies. He was the manager of that morgue. You know, one night, you know, the bodies that he had to pick up. One night he got a call out, and there was a hospital called the Queen Victoria Hospital in the middle of Melbourne. Do you remember Queen Victoria Hospital at all? My first daughter was born there, and so they gutted it. They were tearing it down, and they gutted it, and so it was an empty shell. And he got a call out, and he reckons, he said, Shane, there must have been every ambulance worker, every fireman, every policeman in the fucking state there. He said because they had a torch, everybody had a torch, and there was a corridor from where he parked all the way up to the 3rd floor. There was a corridor of emergency workers. He said not one of them had a dry eye. And he said he had to go and pick up a 12-year-old girl that had just been raped and stabbed. And she was in rigor mortis, and she was in a corner. And she said it was like he was the one that was doing it.
No.
And he had 2 daughters and a son. And he had to break that girl's bones to put her in the bag.
Horrible.
And that's only one story.
But this
That's
so,
only one
but
story.
Shane, I don't
But
want to
wait
hear
there.
these.
No,
stories.
yeah, but
It's
wait
the
there.
darkness.
You
I really don't.
yeah, but you haven't. You know that the
How
energy's
is-
out there.
Yeah, but I know it, so I don't need to know anymore.
No, yeah, but
You know what I mean? I know it. I know it. I know it.
you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't need to know anymore. I know it exists, and then you're aware of it.
But you got to
But
see
then
it
you
coming.
can. But then you
You
learn
got to see
everything.
it coming.
You learn everything
See,
you need to learn.
I had
Otherwise, you
someone,
lose everything.
I-
you don't focus on it after
Otherwise,
that. You
it's
just drop it.
envelope shut.
I had
Yeah,
someone.
but then
I
you-
had someone
but
say
you
to
don't
me.
focus on it after.
No, I'm not focused on it.
So you
But
just drop that. I know but what you're doing is educating people in a way, right? Is it you sharing stories
I'm
to?
sharing an experience.
What's the?
And what I'm saying is there was a reason that there's different types of angels. There are actually warring angels
Yeah, sure.
to defend.
There's always been light and
To
dark.
defend. To defend
We got light and dark right here, right?
to defend the
Yeah.
weak.
Yeah, maybe this
Oh,
is,
well,
this
I'm
is
in
a
the
good,
middle.
this is like
Did
good podcasting.
you go
companions.
light and dark, or did
Yeah.
you go light and
Well,
dark?
right now you're playing the dark role. Right now
Yeah.
you're playing the light role.
Yeah.
That's just
Actually,
I'm
no,
sure
I'm
you
not.
could reverse it.
Actually,
though.
I think it's the other way around, because I'm the one that wants to shine the light
Yes.
to keep it out, the darkness out.
Yeah. Sure.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's
There's
pretty
duality
simple.
on either
Yeah, yeah.
side. Well, I mean, you could.
And to do that, you must have the knowledge. You must have
Yeah.
the
It's
study.
the Iron Fist.
And
You know the Iron
Devil
Fist?
fist.
Oh, you Devil Fist.
Yeah.
Devil Fist, yeah. You got to have that, and to have the experience firsthand.
Mm.
You know, I mean, you know, he was my brother. I went into the morgue. I did see some of these bodies and that,
Mm.
but I didn't need to. Not after sitting down and speaking with my brother, and how it changed him,
Mm.
and it turned him into. He was my closest brother,
Mm.
and it turned him into the coldest,
Mm.
hardest asshole.
It happens.
And
you know what
it was
you think?
it was irreversible.
Yeah.
He couldn't. The darkness had crept
I
into
know.
him,
I've seen it before too.
Mm.
Talking about the darkness. of
and I
people's life,
don't
yeah.
want that to happen.
Mm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
to someone, to people that I love, and to
Of
people
course.
that I know.
You got to be
course.
careful about what you expose yourself.
Do you see what I'm trying to say? I'm not here to try to scare people at all. You get it? I'm here to try to be in the background quietly, and just to keep an ear and an eye out. You know.
But what I
I
mean
am
though,
hear no
okay,
evil,
no, I fully,
say no evil,
I hear
speak
you,
no
and
evil.
your
And
presence
and,
is much appreciated.
and
right?
believe me, it's come in handy for,
Sure.
you know.
So, but what I'm talking about is, like, okay, we can talk about the dark, but okay, hang
It's
on, just
not a
wait,
matter of
wait,
talking about
wait.
that.
No, but we can talk about it.
It's a matter of how
And
do
it's-
we keep it away? How,
okay,
how
but
do we
I-
recognise it
Sure.
and still live in a loving, peaceful
100%,
balance?
and we can talk about that another time.
Yeah.
Because that's it. Definitely got a whole podcast on
It
its
is
own.
a good thing, yeah.
So the point, though, is what I'm saying is like, you know, good thoughts, good words, good deeds.
Yeah,
Good words, to me, is like, let's talk about the good things in life,
yeah.
right?
I spend a lot of time thinking about things that
That's
are
what I
not
do.
good.
Yeah, this is it, and this is what we have to switch.
That's right, yeah.
We have to switch it, and it's from.
I
our-
get caught up in it. I
So,
get
of
fucking
course,
spiraled
of
out in it,
course.
man.
What I've done now, what I do now is, I tend to do that, like with a fella, with another dude,
Yeah.
or with some, you know. But
So
when somebody like Juju, she's broken up with her boyfriend and that, I seem to ignore my problems completely. They mean really nothing.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
And so it's natural. It's there's a natural process in what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's,
It's like
okay.
you find, like,
it's okay to do that.
It's like you find sovereignty in pampering someone else's wounds.
no,
No?
not,
Maybe not.
I think it's a real.
Or empath.
You just been.
You understand.
Yeah,
her
you've got
position.
empathy, and you really just
Yeah.
want to help a
But-
fellow human
but
being.
doing that actually brings out the goodness in you, though. At the
That's
same
just a
time.
beautiful side effect.
It is.
You know, I always say.
Yeah.
I always say, what is love?
Yeah.
Love is not a feeling; it's an act of your will. The feeling of love is the side effect of
Yeah.
your act of will.
That's
And
nice.
in the marriage proposal, will you marry? Will you love? Will you stay?
Is it? But do you? What will is it? Is it a form of force? Do you have to force it?
No. Will is not. It's not a form of force. The will is something that
I will you to do
is a
that.
natural magnet. It's like, you know, you will yourself
Well,
because
it's
you
just
want to.
Good.
A will is a want.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
If you want to hate someone, you will hate them. And this is the problem with marriages these days. Is back in the old days, it was, you know, till death do us part, and that meant to work everything out and become one, and finish each other's sentences and know what each other likes, so life is comfortable at that age or whatever. But now it's just like, you know, married until you're not in love anymore.
Instagram. Instagram love.
Yeah, it's just married until you're not in love anymore.
Sure. Yep.
But that's the whole mistake of it, isn't it? Because you're only in love because you want to be in love with that person, and you forget that.
Yeah. And I think this is the problem is people have lost sight as to what marriage is. Like I think when you've met your one, your divine union.
Yeah.
You have no doubt. Both of you have no doubt as to
continue
that
to
it's.
work on
That's
it.
when marriage happens.
You have to like continue
It's
to.
the work. It's
you gotta
exactly right.
Yeah.
You got to continue to put. It's a
Because
choice.
the work is the best part of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's the best.
And
Not to mention, the
Yeah.
make-up love afterwards is always
totally,
good.
totally. But if you both want to work at it,
The rewards
It's
are
awesome.
incredible.
Yeah.
The rewards are just. It's like you can feel the evolution of what's happening, you know, and the love is just so intense. And it's beautiful. And when you both understand that, it's just one of the most beautiful things in the whole planet.
totally.
It really is.
That's what I think we should all strive for, is to find that.
With each other.
Yeah.
And it
see-
can happen.
Yeah.
I've totally felt it with strangers.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we do agree on some things.
On love.
He does see the sense sometimes.
You agree on love. There's a good thing to agree on.
Yeah. No, but we should strive to find that one woman. And what I've realised is that, but in the process, you've got to be with women. You've got to, because that is how you learn.
That's a tricky-
You learn that the best.
This is a tricky one, right? This is a tricky
Well,
one.
not for me.
I
This
just
is
like to
mine.
say, with science, like, okay, so let's take it. I'm not convinced. I haven't convinced myself of anything here, right? I'm just saying, let's look at this, right? Pheromones, they attract. We all know that the pheromones is what attracts each other, but it's what's inside the pheromone. It's the missing antibodies that the woman's got, and she knows that the baby's going to be stronger because he's got antibodies that she
That
hasn't
match,
got,
yeah.
and he's attracted because of the same reason. So that's the physical, scientific part of it, yeah? So once that baby's been born, what then?
So you think that's
So-
the only
'cause sometime-
attraction?
Because sometimes
It's just a
they don't even know what prenatal is still. So maybe it's because, once the baby's born, she's totally turned off of him.
But
Do you
there's,
get it?
but there's also more attraction than the chemical.
What about?
Would you hang on one
no,
sec?
sorry, you're
Wouldn't you agree that there's more attraction than
Now,
chemical?
this is why it gets a bit mixed up, because
What about a soul
what if
connection?
it's not only the pheromones? What if it is?
Of course, it is more than that.
What if not all the time?
Has to.
Not all the time.
Oh, okay. If it's just
biology?
the wrong. If it is a
if girl's
biological
drunk,
attraction,
if a
yes,
girl's had a
okay.
couple of drinks, had gone to a party, she's 14 years old,
Yeah.
and she meets some older, like full on, and of course she's going to be attracted to him because he's been bloody playing football and he's fit and he's healthy and he's older, and of course he's going to have pheromones that it's going to pull her to him. And so what happens when she does that and she has a baby and she realizes that after and then the pheromone her changes, he's not going to be interested in her. Do you get what I'm going? There's a lot of different situations and scenarios that happen around the world every day. So it's not black and white. So
Sure.
do you get what I'm saying? But
Well, I know the story of the
and it
the pill.
happens with older people too.
See, women on the pill are attracted to different pheromones than when they're off the pill,
yes,
Lots of them.
and
Yes.
that's been a big problem. Like
it's pretty bad.
women have been on the pill, found their perfect mate.
Asian women don't go
Right.
on the pill, you know.
Yeah. Well.
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
Well, I don't think Western women do anymore either.
No, that's absolute no. They just don't. They just.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Because
Oh, they've got a different culture of health, and
Yeah, right.
you know, and They know.
What
They
a-
know.
So,
Ain't a
so
women
you
are
think that
fucking
once you find the right partner, you're going to say that you're going to stay with them for the rest of your life?
Oh, he's saying that.
What's that?
I'm questioning the whole thing.
I don't know, 'cause
I'm
I
not
don't-
convinced on anything.
Monogamy is
No, it's not. It's not a monogamy. It's like until you, if you're both wanting that evolution and that your growth, and like if you're just both vibing together,
Yeah,
there's so much love.
I'm agreeing
And
with.
that's you stay together for as long as you
you don't
can.
think it dies out.
But if it dies out, then you separate
Yeah.
and you find someone else.
But
Right.
my question is,
That's my belief.
my question, yeah,
Because you both evolving. You know, you might get to different.
Grow together and grow.
You might grow
separately.
apart.
Grow together and
yeah.
grow.
Then-
you can,
and then
you can
it's
either,
time
look,
to
you can
move
either grow apart or
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can pull each other
yeah,
up.
yeah.
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 Yep.
It's like you're
And so but-
growing at the same time, growing together at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Well,
and
yeah,
it's-
growing like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But
Or
you've
you
got to
start
both
growing
be
apart.
still wanting to keep growing
yeah,
together.
instead of
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
it's-
but
it's-
sometimes it just dries out.
that's it. And then that's where marriage is wrong. Like that. You can't have it forever. It's like
Well-
you're married until it's not working anymore.
I think love is fleeting.
And-
Sometimes we can fix it. Sometimes
I
Well,
think
this.
love is
But if
fleeting.
both people are willing to fix it,
they will.
How many marriages are really
maybe
actually
it still
happy?
peters out. You know.
Some people will.
Yeah.
Some people won't.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, then you part
That's
ways
their
and you say,
evolutionary journey.
yeah, you
That's
part,
their trip,
yeah, part ways and say, thank you, I love you.
and we can just do the best we can
Yeah.
as individuals. You know what I mean? And you can even give them the advice that from the experience you went through. But if that still doesn't work, then so be it. You can't.
That's
I'm learning that too more and more is to leave things where they lay. You know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not try and
Don't-
drag it along.
you
That's
don't
how
feel
that's-
guilt.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, well,
I've got a bad, very bad feeling
leave
bad. You know,
things
about
behind.
things.
I've left a lot of things behind. I have
The
you
smallest things I feel bad about.
You have to leave them. You have to leave things. I'm the same. I tend to focus on things that I shouldn't.
Yeah,
But you got to leave it behind. You got to let it go.
Gotta let it go.
that's right. Yeah,
Otherwise, it just weighs you down.
it does.
Totally weighs you down, and it tarnishes your present.
Oh,
Absolutely
fucks you up,
tarnishes the fuck out of it.
really fucks up.
Yeah, and ultimately you gotta let everything go,
Yeah,
and then you can be totally free.
enlightened.
Yeah, eh?
So I just
And-
let it all go.
And enlightened.
Let it. That's it. That's releasing. You know,
Yeah,
that negative.
but just lock things up.
Well, on that note,
Let's
guys,
make it easier.
I'm gonna head off
Yeah.
on the let it go note. It was a
Yeah.
good chat, though.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me as
Oh.
part of your podcast.
Thanks for
Look
turning
after
up.
yourselves.
It was
We'll
lovely,
s-
lovely
we'll
to
see
meet you,
guys
Jordan.
probably tomorrow or something.
What's your name?
Jordan.
No, I know that. I just said
It's
Jordan.
Shane.
Thank you, man.
Have a good one, bro.
That's awesome. Thank you for your input.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
You gonna roll one
Yeah.
up? See you, buds.
Yeah.
Good talk, man. You gonna roll one up, or do you want me to do it?
Oh, if you want to do
You
it.
fucker. So this is, hey, I told you I should be the psychic. It's good that I'm indifferent.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, no
It's good,
doubt.
isn't it?
No doubt. No doubt.
'Cause
I'm not.
That's a good way that I do it.
Of course. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's
Polite.
confronting for me.
Yes,
Like it's
for me
like,
too.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, I think always got to push your boundaries, right? Like to expand your the world, and so
Yeah.
and there's a lot of like I had a partner where she didn't want to know anything bad,
Yeah, yeah,
anything.
yeah.
You know, like we're in Bali
that's
and
my
walking down the street, and there was they just killed a pig.
Yeah.
And she didn't even want to. She wanted it to turn around.
Yeah.
She didn't want to walk past it 'cause she didn't want to see that
Yep.
some
I know
reality.
I know the one. Yeah.
You
yeah,
know, and
yeah.
it's like
I
it's
know.
good to know what's going on.
It's almost you almost get angry and think to yourself, you just can't be that bad. Like
Right.
you can't do that. you
Yeah,
know?
no,
you,
it's
you
not.
got to look at reality a bit. You know.
You have to. Yeah.
You have to, man. And it's like you can almost get a little bit angry at them about it,
Mm.
because it's gonna hurt them. It's
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you don't want them to, someone to take anything from them. You don't. Want,
That's right. And if they knew about the ways of people and the possibilities,
yeah.
they're more aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they don't want to realise that, how do you say to them, we should lock the chainsaws away. I gotcha.
I missed you, Joe.
Gotcha. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
She didn't want to see anything bad. She didn't want to, because she believed that she ultimately believed that if she didn't, nothing bad would happen. Is that right? Well, it kind of doesn't work like that, you know. You got to have sense and what you got to be wise.
Yeah, you really do.
You do, you know. And to be wise means to see coming. To wise
Totally.
means to even feel it before it comes through the gate.
I fully agree. I agree. I'm 100%
And
on
that
board.
is what I'd like to see a little bit from you. Not maybe, you know, if you wanted to come, if you needed to share it, you can come up and, you know, say, look, you know, I don't know, so, you know, I'm feeling that something negative might be coming, or you know, there's no fear. We don't live in fear here. We live in love. There's only two ways you can live, either in
That's
fear
right.
or love.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter that we feel it coming. It doesn't matter that we see it when it's here. We don't fear it.
That's right.
We just rid it. And if we can shine the light strong enough to change it, oh, even better.
Amazing, right?
Even better. But that's a rare one. What do they say? You got to admit the problem before it can be fixed. And how many of them admit that they're doing it?
Yep. Yep.
They don't. And it hurts and it's sad. And this is how I feel. But it's there.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why. That's why your job and my job makes it harder for us. Because
Yeah.
we have to see it. And especially you, if you're going to have all these sheep on this farm,
Yeah.
you need to protect them
Of course.
from themselves and
Yeah.
from whatever's coming.
Yeah, yeah.
And each other. You know?
100%.
And that's all I was saying. And to do that means to be, not to tempt. Do not tempt them. And for me to leave those under there was to tempt them. And I shouldn't have done it, and that's my fault. I should have had them away. But my point was brought out with that. You know? Is that right? So, I mean it. I really do believe in what you're doing here. I'm not fucking with you. And I really do want to help. I can't pay for it, but I can certainly try to help. In,
Hell
you know,
yeah. Well, and you are.
Yeah, by being as honest as I can, and
Yeah, yeah.
and using all my experience and with
hell yeah.
workplaces and people and whatever else,
You're a wealth of wisdom.
an asset.
Yeah, an asset.
Well, we all
Exactly.
are.
Yeah, yeah.
We've all got an asset.
That's it. That's it. Yep.
You know.
That's the magic thing.
So, I've been doing my studies the same as you over the years. You know, I've just been waiting. A dude over in Africa asked me to go over there to rebuild. He was doing something like this over there, you know. And I was too sick at the time. I couldn't do it. It was about the same time as I started Lord's Mobile. I couldn't do it.
Yep. Yep.
So, but I was going. I fucking really wanted to.
Yeah. Well.
You need protectors here, dude. You don't only need fucking wise people. You need protectors.
Of course. Of course, I know this.
That's why I said it. That's why I told you. You know what I told you. I wasn't trying to alienate anybody when I spoke to you.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to alienate anybody.
Oh no.
What I was trying to do was just bring awareness to you.
Yeah, and that's perfect.
Because I knew that you could handle it.
Yep. Yep. And that's what we all need to do, right?
Otherwise, I just would have kept it to myself and probably pissed off
No.
because I didn't want to be a part of
Yeah,
it.
exactly. We've all got to speak. We've got to talk. This is how we stay together.
I don't
That's
believe
how we
I don't
build.
believe children should be going in people's tents.
No, I agree with that as well. I was thinking about some of those rules, and you don't want to have rules.
I
but-
don't want to have. You don't want to call them rules.
No, guidelines.
The way of life.
Yep.
Way of life.
I like that law, LORE.
I love that law.
As you call it, law.
I can't believe that.
It's natural
Well,
law.
I forgot it or I didn't know it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. But natural law. That's what the law. That's the rules. It's just fucking common
Words,
sense.
Yeah.
Common sense. But some people need to know what that common sense is.
I think we should put that up somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, natural law.
You were talking when you said about the entrance. There's no reason why it can't be a beautiful piece of wood.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm.
Yeah.
This lady had this chest of drawers and that in a shed. She bought it 40 years before, and she was clearing this shed out. I was clearing it out for her, and it was literally I had to open the door and start pulling things and work my way in. And eventually, in the corner, after I took all these fucking magazines and old newspapers and everything, I found this chest, and it was amazing that the newspapers and that hadn't like collapsed it, crushed it. You know, it was 40 years out in the garden shed. And I said, "Oh, what do you want me to do with that?" And she said, "I bought it and put it in the shed and never used it." You know, she said, "Oh, can we just keep it?" Because I was finished for the day. She said, "A friend of mine, he's a French polisher, he's coming over. I'll get him to look at it." So she did, and the next day I went to finish the shed off, and she turned around. I said, "Oh, what did he say about that?" And she goes, "Oh, just throw it out. You know, it's no good." I said, "Oh, do you mind if I take it home?" She said, "Yeah, you go for it." And it was one of those old 1920s Australian, and it had the round at the front. It was half, you know, it was round, you know, the edge and that, and it was human pine. Do you know human pine? It's the rarest wood in the world. Comes from
Right.
Tasmania. It's
Yeah,
the only place
right.
in the world it comes from.
Wow. Okay.
It's the most expensive wood in the world. All
Wow.
the billionaires, they put it in their yachts and that, right? So I took it home, and I got some washing powder, and I threw it all over it, and I got a broom, soft broom, and I scrubbed it because it was just full of. When I uncovered the newspapers, it was that thick with rat shit, you know. And I got the hose and I washed it off. And do you know when you wet wood and it comes up like it's varnished? Yeah, it came up, and I called my missus out. And I'm like, "Man, come here, you know." And she goes, I said, "Look at that." And she loves old things. She loves old things. And she looked at it and she goes, "Oh my God, it's beautiful." I said, "Yeah, wait till it dries, you know." And it dried and it looked fucking all crappy again. And she said, "Oh, can you fix it?" You know, I said, "I'm going to try." So I went down to the Bunnings and I got some wood putty because the corners and that were falling apart, you know, the doors and the hinges were, you know. So I fixed all that with wood putty, and then I sanded it all down, and then I got a wire brush. You know, the mechanics wire brush. I got a wire brush, and it fucking really hurt to do it the first time because it was an experiment, right? And I just got this wire brush and I scraped it down and I followed the grain, right? I just followed the grain, and I just kept wiping it, and I put it down to probably about a mil and a 2 mil deep trenches, you know, with the wire brush, you know. Then I got this floor polish. The resin is strong, you know. And that would help it keep it together and that, you know, strengthen it again. Get it? So I put that on it, and then I waited for that to dry, and then I got the wire brush again, and I did it went over that, right? Then I got the metho. I waited, I got the metho, and I wiped it clean, you know, and then I did the A and B again, yeah, and I did that 3 times. I did it really like over a period of about 3-4 days. About 2 weeks later, the lady came around. She was a teacher at a private girls' school, and she came around, and she cried her eyes out.
Mm.
And she was just standing there going, he told me that he couldn't do anything with that, you know. And I said, do you want it back? And she just looked at me and she was crying. She was like, her face was just full of tears. And you should have seen that unit, mate. It was, you know, because of I did the wire. When you looked at it, it looked glimmery. It looked really glimmery, you know, and just beautiful. And
Yeah, nice one.
anyway, this dude saw her. He was a fourth-year apprentice cabinet maker, and he turned around and he goes, "My dad's got this old Australian kitchen unit from the 30s. You remember those?"
No.
You would if you saw them.
Yeah.
They're really big, right? They're big wall units for kitchens. They got cupboards down the bottom, they got drawers, and they got these glass cupboards up top and that, and they got shelves. And he said, "Would you do that for me?" You know, so I can tell my dad that I did it. So I did that for him. I did it for him. You know? It took me 4 months to do that.
It's a bit of a hobby for you then,
No, but I do
on
lead
timber.
lighting.
Yeah.
I worked at 2 pottery studios.
Yeah.
You know, I used to paint bongs. There was this shed just fucking had hundreds of different paints. You know, and whoever owned the shed and that sealed them really well and that. You know. And so I used to get bamboo bong. I used to cut the bamboo, bore it out and shit, and then put the beeswax through it, and heat it up. I used to heat the beeswax. I used to dip them and whatever, and I used to get a razor blade and scrape them, you know. So it went right through the bamboo, and then I'd what were we talking about? Sorry, oh fuck, I can't remember what we're talking about. Oh, I used to do something with the bamboo pipes.
You said you were making bongs. Where?
Oh,
Bongs.
paint. Yeah. So
paint.
what I'd do is I'd scrape the wax all the way down, and it'd go through the bamboo, but it'd be off again on the outside, and then I'd get the paint, and I'd do flick painting and drip painting on the bong, yeah, in different colours, all different fucking colours and that, you know, but what I liked, you know, and then I'd put the resin over the top of it on the outside, so it'd be beeswax on the inside, and through it, and then just an art on the outside, and people, then they were fucking cunts fucking loved them.
Yeah, yeah.
They loved them.
It's a good little business.
Don't know, I just did it because I liked it.
Yeah,
And there was
yeah,
a shed full of paint, and I didn't want to waste it.
Totally. Beautiful. Making the most of what you got, right?
Yeah, I've done a few kind of, you know, arty jobs and stuff. You know. But then again, I've done a lot of different fucking work. Are you waiting for this fucking... You're waiting for your nightcap, mate.
No, I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting.
Yeah. Give me 40 seconds.
So let's talk about tribes, because I want to really like.
Well, we're getting pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what it's, you know.
One.
Cut through it, mate.
Yeah, yeah. I was talking to Janet today, and she's we
The
come up
architect?
with a global design plan for the place with the 12 tribes and having the central space as a meeting space.
Yeah. Am I allowed to see it?
Yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, it's pretty simple, but like the idea though is she's coming up with a sketch on how we build the central space.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just ideas, but we're going to have a pyramid in the centre.
So you might want the 12 tribes around it, but okay, here we go. This is where the game comes into it.
Yeah, 12 clans.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you've got that big one in the middle, remember? The base. And then you've got 6 forts on the outside, yeah? But in between all of those forts and the base is what? Is fucking thousands of guilds. So this is the same
So-
as what's going to be here.
Right.
You're going to have your base,
Yep.
you're going to have your 12 tents,
Yep.
whatever,
Yep.
and then all the people will come in and they'll be
and they'll
everywhere
be in
else.
little groups.
Now you wanted to have sections, so you're going to might maybe have to
Set up.
certain, not fence off, but like guide fences
Yep.
into like the family section and into the fucking,
Totally.
and you're gonna have to name them,
Yeah.
which will be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. Totally.
Um,
It's funny, isn't it? You've got to name them, and that's exactly what they did with the 12 tribes. They all
Yeah.
had names.
yeah.
They
What are
all
you
had,
gonna name them
you know,
after?
they
You
all
gonna
had,
name them after stars,
they all had their own,
animals, or,
yeah, they all had their own stones, precious stone,
yeah,
like dedicated to each of the tribes.
yeah. We have to.
Hey,
We have to.
yeah,
Taurus is, and they've got all their, the star signs have got all their,
their colours, yeah,
Their
and
stones.
I think they're very. And I was looking up today the relationship between the 12 tribes and the 12 zodiacs, and the tribes have it's lost knowledge, but there's a link between the tribe and the zodiac as what type of
I believe that.
people, I guess, were in the clan.
You know, I said to somebody, have you seen Zeitgeist? And they've turned around and they've looked up Google straight away. I think they looked up, what's that chat site, and they solve all the murders and shit?
Chat site?
Yeah.
No idea.
Oh, anyway, I looked it up and they said, yeah, what's the deal with it?
Reddit.
Yeah, that's it.
Reddit, yeah.
And they reckon that Zeitgeist is wrong.
Right.
You know? And I said to him, yeah, but who are you asking? You know what I mean?
Of course.
Ah,
It's all
fuck,
about
I killed it, mate.
where are you getting your knowledge from?
yeah, it's like the Russians fucking up the election, you know, acting like they were fucking Americans.
Yeah, but is that true? Because that's come
Yeah,
out now. It's all
yeah,
bullshit.
I don't know, man.
No, the Russians were
I don't blame them. That's their job to do that.
to help Trump
No, to
sabotage Trump.
sabotage anybody that's not Russian.
Right. Yeah.
Did you know that Putin owns the gas line that goes through Syria to Europe? You know that Putin gets 80% of the gas money out of Europe. He supplies.
Are you certain about that?
I'm pretty sure about it.
Well, so this is the thing. There's so much disinformation. I
I'm
don't
pretty
know
sure.
what to fucking believe.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I ended up turning it all off.
Exactly. It's like
I'm not interested in that anymore.
you get to the point where it's like, well, it's hard to know, but
No, I was just trying to follow to see if I could pick up when things were going to happen. Like a year and a half
totally.
ago,
Yeah.
like 6 months before Russia went into Ukraine, I turned around to my missus and to my son, and I said, "There's going to be a big war." I said, "I don't know whether it's going to be Russia or China."
Yep.
I said, "I think it's going to be Russia because if it's China, we're fucked." I said, "I don't think that's ready yet. That's not going to happen yet. The fucked up part's not going to happen for another, probably another 5 to 10 years. But it's all coming down now." And it's all happening. It's all starting. It's beginning. It's the beginning of the end of times. And I feel like a crazy cunt saying that. I feel like an idiot. No.
Totally, man. Yeah.
But it's running right through my body,
Yeah.
and I don't know what to do about it. And this is why I'm here.
Well, the only thing we can do is to build communities again. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but you can only build something if it's been destroyed. Nothing's been destroyed yet. And
No. See, this is
But what I'm starting to accept from you
Yeah.
is there's two strategies. Carl Sagan said it. A lot of people have said it. If we can all start thinking the same way, we can subconsciously change the minds of our leaders.
Big time.
Without them even fucking knowing.
Yep.
Or we can just prepare for the big one and try to rebuild after it. Now, what you're trying to do, here we go. What you're trying to do is you're trying to prepare. But what you're saying is, let's not let it go that far. Let's change their mind.
100%. Yeah.
And I agree. I agree.
And I think I know it's possible. That's the amazing thing. It's like,
Yeah, so do I.
this tribal system. We do a demonstration project. We show how it works and how successful it is, and then we just cookie cutter them all over the world, and we set them up.
Do you know what we should do?
Like in every country.
We should have an exercise where we get people
Yeah.
and we get them to do something like without talking. So nobody talks, right? But there's something there's an exercise that has to be done, and everybody's got to think the same way to be able to get it done. And to do that, the only way they can do it is look at each other. And if somebody knows how to do it, they've got to look at everybody else and just think of how to do it, and see if we can. You see what I'm saying? We should have an exercise that's a permanent exercise like that.
Yeah, totally. Getting all on the same wavelength. And
do you get what I mean? And if something like that worked, how powerful, man.
Sure. Well,
That's a
does
good
work.
tool
It
for
does
here.
work.
Yeah, I know it does work.
It's like
we should try it.
But this is the power, like
We should try it.
the Nordics. They had the women would sing in circle.
Yeah.
And they were called, fortune tellers, but they could also change the future.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they would sing with the same intention. They were all wanting the same thing.
Yeah, that's right. Like the healer.
Yeah, but they were all doing it together.
Yeah.
And singing at the same time, and they were manifesting the same thing.
Yeah, he had 10 of them around saying the cancer's gone.
Bet you it was 12.
It might have been. I don't know.
12, 12 is everywhere.
Yeah, I know, man. You love that 12.
Yeah.
12's good.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love the 12?
Yeah, I know. The 12.
The 12's good.
The 12 is good.
We love the 12.
Thank you kindly.
Sorry, it took about an hour.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I know, it's different
complaints,
paper. It's the only one I got.
Yeah. Are you having one? You got one?
I'm still sitting on one.
Okay.
I've
Lovely.
been talking.
Amazing.
Shit roving. Yes. You had a good night, mate?
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Had a good podcast?
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's been lovely. Time flies when you're having fun, they say.
It does. It really does when you're doing this.
Yeah, it was funny when I was standing over in the kitchen and you guys were chatting. I could see it's just like when you get into that zone of just talking, it's like there's an energy field around you, and there's nothing can distract it.
Who, the both of us?
Yeah. I could see it. You know? And I was like, that's what I've just been in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
No, this is great. It's really good. It's been a really interesting night.
Yeah. Okay.
It's been a good practice to articulate my English skills. And
yeah, and this is what I've realised is this is how you get better at speaking. And
I was a bit better tonight, wasn't I?
Oh, I don't know.
You're such a fucking fella.
Yeah, got no idea if you were better or worse. I think there's definitely more free flow.
I was definitely not worse.
Yeah.
No, remember I
more
said
relaxed,
to us we should be more spontaneous.
Yeah, that's it.
Try to stop those dead times.
Yeah, totally. The silent times, but it's good to have the
when
silence.
People switch off, you know what I mean?
Yeah. When it's just flowing conversation.
Yeah, so I think through those quiet times, sometimes I might even say, oh shit, it's going to be one of those quiet times. You know, and just
Yeah.
rattle.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Sometimes they say silence is the most powerful message.
Not on the radio.
Well,
It kills it.
yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah. Yeah.
They want to be entertained, my friend.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but the thing is, if you're giving them vital information
Mm-hmm.
and they're using that as entertainment,
Yep.
it's called education.
Yeah. It's beautiful. That's the way we learn.
So
Yeah. It's a magic way. Podcasting
they
is
take
magic.
it in more. They take
Yeah.
it in. They remember. They,
Yeah. And you know you can listen to them at work. This is the beauty
Oh,
of
yeah, you can
podcasting.
Yeah, because I was playing them the
Yeah.
other morning.
Yeah. It's a good way to, if you're driving a truck or something, like, you can listen to podcasts and you can learn while you're working.
Did we get any more hits than 2?
Not sure.
Will it say the highest that it got hit?
Yeah. It's got all the analytics and everything. That's my glasses.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
We got an international call listener from Japan.
Yeah.
They were laughing their guts out, eh?
Oh, are
They
they?
go, I can see you. You know, they love the Dark Shadow, mate. They love me, man.
Nice.
You know,
I'm sure they do.
they put the priest title on me for a while because the Overlord can put titles on you,
Yep.
like General or
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
Premier or whatever.
Mm.
And they put the priest sign on me, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious, mate. I had the whole
Nice.
kingdom fucking pissing themselves.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Nice.
good.
Yeah. That's cool. It's good to delve into anything, become an expert at anything.
Yeah.
This is what my thinking though is on the like kids and video games. Like I feel that kids are gaining huge amounts of knowledge. Like a game like that, how
They're
much
smarter
are you learning?
I'm learning that it's really funny sometimes. You'll get a really good player.
Yeah.
And you don't know if they're a poor adult or a rich child.
Yeah.
You understand? Because
Yeah.
you don't know whether they've bought to build up fast or they've really worked hard to build up fast.
Right.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
So sometimes you'll be playing with somebody and you think they're an adult.
Mm.
Yeah, and they're like 9 years old.
Yeah.
They're like
Exactly.
a millionaire.
Yeah. That's it.
They're
It's-
literally a 9-year-old millionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're Chinese or something, you know.
Yeah. And they've bought everything.
Oh, and they've built themselves up through pain, you know.
Yeah.
You know. But then once they realise that, once they reveal that,
Mm.
they get a little bit shunned.
Mm.
So it's getting harder and harder to tell
Mm.
you know,
Oh, they hide it.
how
more.
old they are
Yep.
because they've got a vocabulary that they get so quickly used to how adults are talking
Yeah.
that they develop this vocabulary
Yeah.
really quickly and
Yeah, sure.
they're really good at it.
Mm.
They're really good at it.
Mm. Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
Some
well,
of them,
that's
some of
how
them say
much
to me,
because they're sieves, right? They're learning so fast.
yeah, some of them say to me that because we talk about this stuff,
Mm.
and some of them say to me, "Oh fuck, I've lost it again. We're gonna stop smoking."
Mm.
Oh, I can't remember. What do they fucking say? No, I've got to get it right. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, I talk to a lot of them because you can personal mail each other.
Mm.
And Spain. I was in a Spanish guild, and the way dudes treat the women.
Mm.
And so I had, after about 3-4 days,
Mm.
I had all these Spanish guild women coming from other kingdoms into our kingdom just to see who this Dark Shadow dude was. Because I had all those blokes showing them women respect after 3 days. And it was hard work. It was not easy. There's a lot of typing. I'm not the best at typers, but
A lot of typing.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
And the way that they're pigs. They're pigs. The Spanish dudes, the way they treat their women. It's the worst. I think it's the worst one in the world. They're really bad, man. They get away with murdering their wives and everything. It's only just come into law that they can charge the husband for murder for the wife.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's really bad over there.
Wow. Yeah, interesting. I wonder where that influence came from, you know?
Well, the Spanish rule, that's where I started off with, hey, dude, your ancestor was in the Spanish Inquisition, panel, wasn't he? Because the Spanish Inquisition
It was pretty wild.
the worst massacre in the history.
Yeah.
Of Catholics.
Yeah,
They murdered more people than anybody else.
Yep.
They literally went into the billions because it went over 400 years.
Yep. Yeah, it was a pretty nasty time.
Yeah. So so I started off with that, and I wanted all the idiots, Spanish dudes that thought they knew their history of their own country to differ with me, and they tried, and it was beautiful, and I loved chopping them down.
It was well played.
I loved chopping them down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and all the women loved it. They were just. I got private mail from these women.
Yeah.
Literally saying thank you, saying I'm actually crying at the moment. Dark, and they call me Dark, Some of them can't. Some of them call me Shadow, Some call me Druid.
Amazing, man.
It's good, eh?
Well, it's pretty cool to be able to go into a world like that. Fuck.
You know what I mean?
Well,
That's what Rothschilds did. They used to create a